Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 57th episode now, I believe it is, of the Blind Tech Guys podcast. Let's see here.
You're coming through, Nimmer.
Tabitha is here. She says, yep, we're hanging out. Very good. Okay, everybody, welcome again to the 57th episode of the Blind Tech Guys podcast. And this is actually our second Blind Tech Guys, as we were formerly known as Anatad. So if you're here not recognizing the name, we are still Blind Tech Guys podcast, formerly Anatad. My name is Nimmer, and I'm joining you today from California. Today, the day that we are doing this live is October 24th, 2020. And I'm joined today by a person that comes from Swahili. Hello.
Boo! Halloween. Pre-Halloween.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we've got Warren here. Yeah. Hello, Warren.
Hey guys, nice to be back again. And Nimmer and I are here. Marco would be joining us soon, but we figure we wouldn't be keeping you guys waiting. So Nimmer and I are going to be piloting this ship until that co-pilot comes in.
Yep. So we also got Austin here backstage. So welcome, Austin. He can't really talk to us right now. He's backstage, but maybe we'll add him in a little later if he wants to throw something in. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, here's what we got today that we're going to talk about. We got a number of things. We're going to talk a little bit about some couple of items in the news. It's not a whole lot this week, but we're going to talk a little bit about some of the news items this week. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the process one, especially on a Pixel phone, what the process of flashing that device is. And if you're interested in a particular device, you can let us know, because the process does differ from device to device, but we'll certainly get that going for you if you're interested in that. But I'll actually try to do it live, flash the device live on here, and so we'll do that. That'll be a fun thing to do. If you noticed, we tried to do that on a YouTube live stream a couple of hours ago. That was intended to be a sideshow, but unfortunately didn't go very well. So we're going to just do it live, and it'll just be that. The other thing that we're going to do is do a demo of the vOICe app. I'm actually going to turn that app on and do a little bit of demo and describe some of the options in that app, and describe a little bit about how it can be used and why one might want to use it. I've talked about it before on previous podcasts, but I'll do a little bit of a demo and just talk a little bit about how that app can be used. And then we'll talk a little bit about, and we'll demonstrate the layout of an app called Voice Stream Scanner. Again, this is another OCR app, so I know people kind of they get orgasms when they talk about OCR apps. So if you're one of those people that you're really infatuated with OCR apps, well, we're going to make your day towards the end of the podcast. I've got a good number of listener emails that we will go through, and that will be that. And then we'll have an after party, I suppose.
We got a house full then.
So that is what we're going to do. All right. And having said that, let us start with the news. One of the articles that we got to talk about has to be about Google Fi prepping some features, specifically in messages to replace Hangouts. So you're going to be able to use Google Messages on the web in two ways. So one of the ways that you can actually already do without Google Fi is you can go to messages.google.com. You can scan the QR code on your phone inside the Messages app, and then you can text on your phone, and make calls as well using, I believe, makes calls using Duo. So you can already do these things. This is nothing new. What is new is Project or Google Fi, which is the mobile virtual network operator that Google runs, and it's piggybacking on T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular. Anyway, they used to give you what they called Hangouts integration, so you can text and make calls and all these things using Hangouts. Well, as Hangouts is being killed off, Google is kind of allowing that integration with messages. So you'll be able to do essentially sign in, using your Google account to messages, and with Google Fi, have all your messages, everything synced through that, through messages on the web. In that way, you'll also be able to make phone calls, even when your phone is off and disconnected. You'll be able to make phone calls on the web using your Google Fi. The one downside to this, of course, is there's always downsides, is you will have to turn off RCS. So we talked a little bit about RCS, rich chat services in the past, and not a huge thing that people are going to be missing out on if you aren't already using it. You don't know what it is. Don't worry about it. If you are using it, it's a pretty good thing. You might not want to turn it off, so therefore you can just use the regular messages on the web without adding in this extra integration if you like. But if you want this integration, then you will have to turn off RCS. And just so you guys know, this hasn't rolled out fully to everyone yet. It's just starting to roll out. So if you don't have it, you hopefully will between now and the next few months, whatever rolls out fully. So what do you think of that, Warren?
Yeah, well, I'm a Fi user, and I love my Hangouts. Don't get me wrong. I love my Hangouts, and I was one of those that probably was crying when I heard that Hangouts was going away. But what it is what it is, and so I checked to see if it's rolled to my phone. It hasn't, so you have to go to the settings and look for whatever. I didn't see it. It hasn't rolled out to me yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And most especially, even when the phone is off, you could still use it. And I think that truly makes sense for if you're a Fi user. So I'm looking forward to it, but I wish that Hangouts didn't have to go away, but looks like we may still have it for a little while before it finally gets killed, like Play Music's getting killed, finally got killed or whatever. Yeah. So that's my little 2 cents about the change.
One of the next articles that we're going to talk about, not necessarily to do with Android, although it does a little bit. There's this thing called the Orbit Dataset Project, and they're asking for information to help build better AI systems for people who are blind or low vision. So, according to their description, it says here, welcome to the Dataset Project. Thank you for joining blind and low vision people across the world to create a large data set of videos to develop better AI for your community. We are taking a disability-first approach to building our AI algorithms rather than adapting mainstream algorithms to people who are blind or low vision. To do this, we need data that reflects the people who are going to use it. Join us in creating an AI system that can recognize things that matter to you, from your keys that someone keeps moving to the door of a new friend's house that you haven't traveled to before. If you have any questions, get in touch. So they have some information here. You can actually download an app and start recording videos, and they have some instructions for how to submit data to this project. So if you're interested in that, we'll have a link to that in the show notes. So it'll be interesting.
Really interesting, Nimmer. I think the part that I kind of am wondering if we're going to have enough data So this is going to be something specifically built for us as blind people, and we're going to be part of the project, so to speak. So in other words, we will be contributing or, providing some of the data. Now, in as much as I like it, and I'm not knocking this thing down at all. I think it's a good idea, but I just kind of wonder if we're going to have enough data to serve our needs as to tapping into what's
the more people
there.
that participate, the more data we'll have.
Yeah, I guess until one installs the app and see what the instructions are and how to go about providing the data that they need, until then, I think one cannot say one way or the other. So my thinking is that probably the day-to-day things that we do, we could provide those data up there, or how I go about finding things, or some of the things around me that I maybe sometimes have difficulty finding, or like, I think it was a couple podcasts ago that we talked about dropping something and to see if we could find it, or which of these apps is going to find it for us. So probably that's part of those things, because if you're blind, something drops from you, you drop your key, or you drop a quarter, or something like that. So that's how I'm looking at this thing. It's going to be, sounds like it's well thought out, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I would like to welcome a new user that we have connecting to StreamYard that we've added on. His name is Chinese Spy. Hello, Chinese Spy.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I want to know what is going on with my ROMed phone. No good.
Oh, my.
Good afternoon from down under. Hello, everyone. I'm a bit late today, and I've got a beer. Isn't that nice?
Very good, very good. Is it Chinese beer?
It's 150 lashes, so I think that's Australian beer.
Oh, all right.
Not good.
Well, just so you know, this is what we've talked about so far, Marco. If you want to throw in any of your thoughts, we've talked about, let's see, what did we talk about?
Google Fi.
Yeah, we talked about the messages integration into Google Fi.
And we're talking
We
about
also talked about the data set collection, the project, the Orbit project.
Yeah, now that looks quite interesting. Have you guys chatted about this Orbit project?
Yeah, we're
about
chatting
it,
right now. So.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
you
Yeah,
can
I think
put in
it'll
your 2
be
cents if
interesting
you
to
want.
see what people's opinions are, and it'll be interesting to hear people's opinions in the comments about this AI, because there's been a lot of talk about that, hasn't there? But
Yeah, it's certainly
RSI.
something I'll probably participate in. But I think my biggest,
I think I would too.
my biggest hang up with all of this is I'm not looking for an app that helps me find things. I'm looking for an app that tells me what's around and that allows me to know how to find things. So I'm not looking for a navigation app, and this is where I think this app will be good in that it seems to be doing that. Instead of saying, "Oh, we're going to take you from point A to point B," when this project is finished, when they've collected all the data, it'll simply be able to hopefully accurately describe what's around or identify objects or that kind of
Well,
thing.
that's what I'll be
And I
making
think
very
that's
clear,
a good thing,
Nimmer.
so.
I'll be making this very clear when I join up, because I'm definitely keen that I don't need another app that tells me to get from point A to point B. We've got those.
Right. So, I think it can be good as long as they don't go down the route of, we're going to guide you to where this thing is. As long as it's more like, this is what's around you. And you can do whatever you want with that information.
Well,
So
when it
kind of
talks
a
about going to your
Sorry, go on.
neighbor, when it talks about going to your neighbor's house, we're going to help you go find your neighbor's door or your friend's door. Definitely, it's going to have some semblance of navigation in there.
No, that's not how I read the article,
Well-
actually. What it's saying is that it will identify, when you point your phone, it'll identify that there is a door, but
Okay.
it's not necessarily saying, we're going to guide you to where whatever that is. So
It's kind of doing a simulation of the voice plus,
maybe like a
navigation.
super sense or something like that.
Super sense or
yeah.
something, yeah.
But if it finds a door and doesn't tell me where that door is, how am I going to get to that door?
Well, if you're pointing your camera straight ahead and it's like
Well, that's up
finding
to
a
you to
door,
navigate, I guess.
then-
That's
yeah, exactly. I mean, the door is probably straight ahead of you. I mean, this is where something like the voice comes in handy of knowing what's around you. But it
I mean,
seems
it's up
like
to you
it's
to get from
doing-
point A to point B. It's essentially going to tell you, okay, there's a gap there. So
Yeah,
then it's up
it's-
to you to use a cane or a dog and just figure out, okay, if I go there, there's a gap. If I go here, there's something. So
And it seems like what
Yeah.
it's actually trying to do is it's doing a similar thing to SuperSense or Lookout, but those apps are using kind of standard AI, and they've kind of tried to adapt it to the blind, whereas this thing is actually creating their own using, images and videos that people take. So whatever is important to the blind. So I think, I don't know, could be good, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's why I'm keen to be a part of it, because I definitely want them to do something like SuperSense, I guess, like you said before, Nimmer. That would be ideal. Don't want it to go down one way or the other too much, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't go down completely down the navigational route, because that'll be... I don't know. There's too many of these apps out anyway. We need something that is a bit different, I think. So, we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see what it all entails, and I think most especially if it involves video. So my thinking is that if I'm submitting data, probably let's say I'm outside or I'm doing something and I capture video, so it's going to show if there's maybe a pole where I'm standing by, or to the left of me there's a pole, or maybe some my little pond. I don't know.
Well, see, the voice will identify all that stuff. If there's a pole or there's a pond, or you'll be able to use the voice for that. Anyway.
Yeah. So
'Cause with the voice you
can use it for
that's
that.
what's going on.
Yeah,
Because with
there's
the voice you can use it for that. You can use it to read signs. If you're
Yeah,
walking along, if you're pointing your phone around, you might be, you can see the street names. You can see whatever's there, essentially, on your
There's
left or right.
another tool. I think Pranav or somebody emailed us. We'll go through the emails of the day of the week at the end of the podcast. But they're looking for us to do a demonstration or have a discussion with a company that is creating something called the Strap or Strap something
Yeah, I
Strap.
heard
Hey,
that
strap
case.
it on, baby.
Ooh,
Essentially,
hello.
it's a-
Ay, ay, ay.
I see Marco strapping into that
Oof.
saddle.
Sheesh.
Essentially, it's a chest strap, and what happens is apparently it has sensors that detect things and transmits things through haptics, and it's supposed to be able to identify a hole in the ground or stairs,
Hey,
or
love it.
if they claim cane replacement. We'll have to wait and see. I've seen too many promises like this. I'm hopeful
Yeah.
that somebody will come out with something, but so far all these are just pointless gimmicks. So we'll see what happens. They are open for pre-orders for $50, but apparently they don't start shipping until third quarter 2021. So if it was me,
Hey,
Wow.
maybe I'm going to try to see if they could send us one. The Blind
if
Tech
it was
Guys
me, I
podcast.
wouldn't pay $50 at this point,
No.
just because they're a year out, and technologies like this have a habit of coming, looking really good on paper, and then all of a sudden, too bad.
I think what we might try and do, boys, is maybe see if we can get a chat with the developer of this, because I'd definitely be interested to know more about it. But I agree, these sort of stuff's sort of been on the, in the pipeline for a long time, and it just never goes anywhere.
I'll try and get hold
So-
of them, see if we can bring him on.
And
see
the other
what
one I'd
he
like to
or she
have an
has to say.
interview is with the person that's running this Orbit AI. I think that'd be quite interesting, just to see I'd like to know what they are planned, like what their thought process is. It's all good and well to have feedback from users, but what are they thinking of doing with this? That's what I'd like to know.
Good.
So the next article, we got some issues already with the Pixel 5. So, nothing new, of course. This
The
is
gap.
every time a new device comes out, somebody comes out and says, oh, there's an issue, and it probably only affects, 1% of all devices. Maybe it's a bigger deal, but only time will tell. But usually these things, you can't ever make a perfect device the same way that you make it, twice.
That's just the
any
way it is. And
manufacturer
apparently
has these
there's
issues. So.
a lot of people are now complaining, which is interesting because a lot of people were like all for the Pixel 5, but apparently the camera that they're using in it now, a lot of people are complaining that it's old school. And I don't know how you can go from loving the camera in a Google to hating it so quickly. But apparently
It's probably
they're all
because all
complaining
the
it's
other
old school.
devices out there have caught up. It's not that necessarily it's bad, but it's that
No, I
Google
don't think
uses.
it's bad.
Yeah, Google tends to use older hardware, and then they make that hardware good with software, and that's what they've done
Yeah.
with their cameras for years now. Their cameras really haven't seen much of an improvement, but the other manufacturers have seen a big big leap forward.
Well,
so,
your two main manufacturers now, Samsung and especially Apple. The Apple camera
Yeah.
in the 12 is supposed to be pretty good. And
so it's
Samsung will
not
come
that
out with
Google is
something.
necessarily fallen behind. It's more like that other competitors have probably caught up, but I don't know.
What is going on
reckon-
is that Google, basically the same camera hardware from the first Pixel, and so the other manufacturers like Samsung, like you guys just mentioned a little while ago, they have bigger pixels now, and so with bigger pixels, sighted people have better experience and there's less noise. I was reading something about it earlier today that someone was really
Yeah.
complaining about it. It's because of the noise, and it's not that the camera is bad, but Google need to change the hardware. It's from 2016. It's time to have a different hardware. That's all the problem is. But the problem about the Pixel 5, some are reporting that even the replacements that they got still have a gap. So the whole idea is that there's a gap between whatever the glass or whatever the back and whatever. So they're afraid, it may not be waterproof or whatever. Yeah, I think that's where the problem is. But this Pixels, every year that Pixel comes out, there's always something. I don't know.
No, I still maintain that for me anyway, I think this year's been quite disappointing from Google. That's just what I think. But I think they really need to just upgrade a lot of stuff next year. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, see, it's interesting. They got a lot of flack for last year releasing a bunch of phones that, were actually really good and included tech that no other phone had, but then they had a couple of issues here and there. But really, they were pretty advanced for what
I
they
thought
were.
they were pretty good last year.
And then here we go this year. People complained about last year's phones, so they still got a lot of complaints. So this year they said, well, okay, we're going to go back to making budget phones because, well, we just want to make them cheaper and we just want to do the budget thing. And now people are complaining about the hardware on the. I tend to think there's nothing that Google can really do, and this affects any manufacturer, because I've seen some of the same people talking about iPhone 12s and they're not getting as many sales, and there's nothing a manufacturer that's going to do that's going to make everyone happy. So if they went budget, they're going to disappoint the fanboys who want a premium phone. And if they didn't go budget and they created a premium phone, well, they're probably going to mess up on one thing or two things because they
And
just
the
can't
Well, the
create
big
a
flack that
perfect
the
device.
Google is copying here in Australia at the moment is, they've gone budget, Nima, but here in Oz, the phones are damn expensive. I mean, for a Pixel 5, you're looking over $1,000 still, which is not that much less than what you'd buy a Samsung or even a cheap, like the Mini 12 of the iPhone or something like that. It's
The
quite
Pixel
expensive.
5 is over 1,000 in your currency.
Yeah,
Marco?
it's just over $1,000. Just over 1,000, which is craziness.
Well, see,
Well,
most countries are 500 or 599 US.
Yeah,
Yeah,
$599. Yeah.
That's US
So-
dollars. That's
Yeah, but 599 US is substantially cheaper than anything else that's come out, at least
Yeah.
in our market here. Substantially cheaper than anything else.
unfortunately
that's
for a lot of our
$700.
markets over here, they do tend to rip you a little bit. Like for example,
they
I'll
do.
give you the iPhone Mini. So I think that retails for just over 700 US. Here in Australia, the Mini's going for 1,200, which is even with the dollar is craziness. Absolute
Yeah, that's
madness.
crazy.
So you see, the problem is someone
It's
out
madness.
there is taking more than they need.
Oh no, they're making
I
a big
don't know.
cut on it, they're doing the same. They're doing similar with the Google 5, but the Mini is, in my opinion, is a decent phone and definitely tempted to buy it. But what they're doing is they're just taking a cut on it. They're making it a ridiculous amount of money out of it, and we can't even get access to 5G millimeter wave. So it's you're losing it both ways, and that's what
Now,
a lot
see,
of consumers are saying here.
It's the opposite for some phones here in the U.S., like the Sonys and especially the Huawei's and you can't really buy those, or the Xiaomi's or any of the Chinese phones. They are substantially more expensive buying them here from the U.S. than they are in their markets back there.
Yeah.
So it's,
And see, the
I think
Samsung,
if
for example, the
Australians,
fan
if you guys-
edition, the fan edition of the Samsung's retailing for just on $1,000 or just under $1,000. So what Samsung's is basically undercutting.
And see here, it's 700. So,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
that's
I
not
think,
too bad. That's reasonable. $9.99 or whatever. That's more reasonable in terms of the dollar. That's more acceptable. But 1,100 or 1,050, 1,100 for the Google's ridiculous. That's
See, I tend to
ridiculous.
think if Australians want a cheaper device, then they have to actually start manufacturing a phone, and then they can rip us off
that's
here in
not
the
gonna
States.
That's not going to happen. Yeah,
Uh,
unfortunately.
yeah, so
So,
I
yeah,
think that's it about that. And I'm going to try to get hold of those two guys from those two companies and see if we could have them come on and answer some of our questions.
That would be
And
quite
Nimmer,
interesting.
You need
Yeah.
to be nice.
So
Oh.
apparently, what are we up to, Nimmer? Sorry, I'm trying.
Do you think the guy leaving for Adobe hurt Google?
I think he did.
Oh,
I think he probably did. You know, come on, man.
I don't think any of these tech companies are necessarily made of one person. And so one person leaving, one person coming. I mean, yeah, they can be a really
Yeah.
talented person, but you know what? Google is full of very smart people. So when I think of one person hurt a company, I don't think one person is that valuable. Now, I mean, one person can offer a lot, but I don't think when you have a company like Google that has over 100,000 people working for it or something, it's you know.
Yeah, but Nimmer, as long as they don't steal the stuff from Google and take it to the other place, like the other guy.
Well, if they
that
do,
stole
then
their
they get
car
sued,
thing, you know.
and everybody's stealing from everybody.
but this has
anyways.
been happening forever, guys. I mean, guys that
Yeah.
work in Apple land have been going across to Google and vice versa. I mean, this is
Yep.
there's so many people out there that are what I would call decent in tech and know what they're doing, and I'm
Yep.
sure there'll be another person that'll replace it. Like, this is normal. This happens all
But this
the time.
guy, the camera was his baby. What's his name now? I
Yeah.
don't remember. The guy that went to Adobe. He was.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with the Pixel 4 camera now, or Pixel 5 camera now. I mean, the Pixel 5. Well, the biggest
Yeah,
thing
but
wrong
that
with
thing
it
was
is they
done
haven't.
With him
The biggest thing is they haven't modernized it.
Yeah.
But it's
They
about
haven't
their
modernized it,
software.
but the reality is the software's probably still the best out of all of
The
it.
software
anyway,
is the
so-
best. So if they-
great
if-
software,
Yeah.
give it
Yeah.
good hardware to go.
Well, what
with
they
it.
need to
And
do,
I-
they need to add in some
They'll
better
do
hardware.
that.
But
I reckon
you know,
they'll do that in the next year or so. I wouldn't be surprised next year if they
Yeah,
do that.
because no one touches Google when it comes to the camera thing, but frankly, bump up the hardware.
So the
That's
last
still
article we're going to
ahead.
talk about is WhatsApp. You can mute conversations now
You
permanently.
only need to take a couple of minutes over this. Literally, all they've done is they've allowed you to mute conversations forever, which is about damn time. I mean, seriously, why would you only allow muting of conversations for up to a year? That's so stupid.
Yeah.
So
well, but
yeah,
they're
it's,
getting
it's,
there.
it's just for that. Well,
they
it's
also
taken them
support-
long enough.
You know, face unlock now, and also
Great.
you could answer calls on the web now, and so I think part of what
Well, their
Their
web
web
interface
client-
is not very
Their web
accessible.
client is frankly absolute rubbish. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but it's
pretty
just
bad.
crap.
It's not very accessible.
terrible.
It just doesn't work very well.
Yeah, but they're not thinking of us, though. I'm just
Well,
talking.
then
in
why are we
general.
talking about it if they're not thinking of us?
That's why I said this should only take a couple of minutes. Frankly, all they've done is allowed you to mute permanently or forever. As they
Yeah,
put it.
but
Very
the
good.
answering
So-
calls on the web.
I don't care if they can answer calls on the web. We can't
Yeah,
use that
couldn't care
feature.
less.
So let's move on.
But bro, what I'm trying to say though,
What
all
I'm
the
trying to say
other-
is if you want to answer calls on the web, then what you need to do is get in touch with them and tell them to make it accessible. But seeing as I've already contacted them and others have contacted them and they haven't fixed it, keep holding your breath. And in that,
It's
let's
not
move
going to
on.
happen.
No,
not
no,
gonna
no. You're misunderstanding. I'm not praising them for, but I'm saying it's way overdue because every chat app there supports that calling on the web, and I don't know why it's taking.
Oh, well,
them
frankly,
this
to
long.
us blind people, it might as well not exist, and that's my point. Even
You know,
though they
you load up
added it, it might as well not even exist because you can't use it.
You load up the web client, and the thing doesn't even load messages in last received. It loads them in alphabetical order. That's how bad it is. And then I'm sure you can reset it,
Yeah,
or you
no,
can
it's
set it
just
how you
bad.
want, but it's not accessible. So as soon as you find that out, you do Control W or Alt F4 and send that thing back home to Mama. That's about all you do with that web client.
Mama's house
get
going
rid
to
of
be
it.
full before too
Oh yeah,
long.
well and believe me, I have also, like Nimmer, sent them feedback, and I didn't even get a response. So
Nope.
complete and utter waste of time.
Well, having
not
said
gonna
all that,
change.
Austin wants to know where the unboxing of the ZTE is. Why don't we do that for the after party?
Oh my gosh, yeah, Austin.
Did you get that thing up from under your bed?
I'm
Nope.
trying to. I'm looking under the bed right
We'll
now.
do that for the
There it
after
is.
party.
There it is.
That can be
I'm
part
gonna.
of the
I'm gonna
after
charge
party.
it. I'm gonna charge it.
Yeah, you charge it. We'll do it for the after party. It'll be fun.
I'll charge it up, baby.
Okay, so let's talk about flashing devices. So make sure we don't have any more comments. Okay.
Uh-oh, the police somewhere.
Uh-oh.
So
You're
we're
in
gonna talk
trouble
a
there,
little bit-
Nimmer. As soon as you
Yes.
said flashing devices, that siren started up. And now it's gone.
So we're going to talk about flashing devices. Now, as we talked a little bit about before, this process differs from device to device. However, what we're going to talk about today is the process that you go through to flash a Pixel device. And if you're interested in other phones, for example, a Samsung or something like that, maybe we'll do a different one next time. But let us know in the show notes or the comments. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, this is in replacement to the terrible disaster that was a YouTube video or whatever it was, the live stream that we did 2 hours ago. So that's just why we're doing this live now. And we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration on how to flash your device. So there's two reasons that you might want to do this. One, you got kind of a messed up phone, something happened. You want to return back to the stock version or whatever's going on. You want to go to stock version of Android. The other is to be able to install an AOSP build, which is basically going to I think it'll put you on Android S, or it'll put you on whatever the latest Android has to offer, pretty much. That's an AOSP public build, public code. So the process is going to go something like this. You're going to go to, first of all, on your phone, you're going to go under settings, so open up settings, and you're going to go to about. If about isn't down there, you might have to go under system and then go to about. You're going to go to your build number. You're going to find your build number. You're going to tap on that or double tap on that 7 times. As you begin to double tap on that, it's going to tell you that you are going to put your device in developer mode. So just make sure that you continue that process, and it'll ask you to verify by entering your PIN. All right. So what you're going to want to do, type in that PIN, then you'll be in developer mode. Then you're going to want to go into developer mode. Typically, that'll be under System, under Advanced, and then there'll be something called developer mode. So you're going to go in there. You're going to do 2 things under developer mode. Number 1, you're going to find a setting that says allow OEM unlocking. If it says disabled or it's grayed out, then that probably means you have a Verizon variant of the Pixel and they will not allow you to unlock it. So too bad, kish kish. If you have a normal Pixel, then you can unlock the Pixel. If it's not carrier locked, which is what they do here in the States, then you can unlock it. It'll allow you to do that. So you check the box that says allow OEM unlocking. And then the next setting you need to find says allow USB debugging. You're going to check that, and it'll pop up a little prompt on your phone. You're going to just say, yes, I allow, I agree, kish kish. Well, I don't think it says kish kish, but then you're going to go to your computer. Next thing you want to do on your computer is you want to make sure that you have USB driver installed. And what it'll do, what Android will do, is it will prompt you for that when you go to the Flash. So the website is flash.android.com, and we'll put the direct link to the public build, to the latest public build in the show notes if you want to go back to that. But if you go to flash.android.com, it'll let you choose a build to flash. Otherwise, again, you can go to the link in our show notes to flash the public build. So once you do all that, then you want to download the driver. Once you get the driver downloaded, it'll take you to a website, and then you'll find the one for Windows 10 or whatever your operating system is. And this is if you have Windows. If you have a Mac, don't worry about it. If you have, if you're using Chrome OS, whatever, don't worry about it. If you're using Linux, don't worry about it. Okay. The next thing, this website, by the way, you want to use it in Chrome. I find that works best, so use it in Chrome. Next thing you want to do is to install the driver. You're going to go to your device manager. The best way to go to your device manager is to go into the start menu and just type in device, and it should pop up with device manager. If not, just keep typing it in and it'll pop up. It's also on your control panel. So go to device manager, find the section that says USB on my device. So there's a lot of different options in the device manager. Let's see here. On my device, it will say something like USB devices. Or it says USB connector managers. Nope, I'm sorry. It'll say Universal Serial Bus Devices. That's the one that you want. So you're going to go into there and make sure that you know where you downloaded the driver. And I guess if you downloaded the driver, you may need to unzip it. So make sure it's unzipped. And anyway, go into the right click or the Shift F10 menu. You're going to go to where it says Update Driver. Then when it says Update Driver, you're going to have two options there, three options: search, browse, or cancel. You want to browse your computer for drivers. And then you're going to find the driver, find the folder where the driver is contained. You don't need to find the actual driver. Find the folder that just says USB driver or whatever it says. Find that folder. Once you have found that folder, then you're going to just let it scan. It'll say something like scan for drivers or something like that. It'll find the drivers and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to do this? And you hit yes. Boom. Your driver's installed. Now you're going to plug your phone in if you haven't already done that. Well, you should have already had it plugged in. And then you're going to go to that flashing site that I mentioned. And this is where I'm going to share the screen so you can hear the audio. And in order to hopefully minimize echo, I am going to mute my pals. And Chinese Spy is already muted. And then I'm going to do a screen share. Okay, so now we should hopefully be having audio shared. All right. So now I've already done all those steps that I've mentioned. And now I'm going to go to the flashing site. And I'm going to reload this page. And it says, it comes up, brings up a little dialog. We're going to hit OK. So what you want to do is you want to actually add a device. It already shows my device. I probably already added it, but if you have not already added it, you're going to hit Add Device, and it'll show the device that you want to add. It'll bring up this little dialog, and it'll bring up a list of devices.
Just before you go on, you might want to slow down the speech.
Okay. So we want to connect to that device. So now we're connected. So now I want to select this Pixel 3, and this is the device I want to select. Okay. So this is the build that I want because I've already selected that I wanted to install the public build. I already went to that specific site, and again, we'll link to it. But if you didn't, you would have to select the build that you want if you just go to flash.android.com. And now we're going to do an install.
Install button, reconnect your device to continue.
So we're going to install.
Cancel button. Additional terms. Your additional terms. Button, cancel button, confirm.
And we're going to hit confirm. We're agreeing to the terms.
Android.com wants to show notifications. Dialog show notifications. Close button. Alert button 1 of 2.
We're going to allow it to show me notifications.
Cancel button. License 1. Accept button.
We're going to accept the license.
Clickable.
Hit accept.
Main and mark list link to act. Do not interact with the device unless method list your in progress. Preparing your device.
Preparing your device
During the installation
during the installation process. Do not interact with your device. And you heard my USB disconnect and reconnect, and it'll do that probably a handful of times. So now we're going through the process, and this is probably, Marco might cut some of this out, but essentially it'll just sit here. If your device is locked at this point, it would prompt you to unlock your device. And it has not prompted me to do that because my device is already unlocked. Now, if your device is locked, it would have prompted you to do that. Now we need to reselect the device. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, it's not showing the device. So what we'll do is just unplug the device, get back in, see what happens. Typically, though, it would show the device.
Cancel button. Reselect it.
Okay.
Button reset, button cancel. Button reselect, button list with 1 item. You should not have list button cancel. Item list and mark button send feedback. Screen out best. Mark. Stop sharing screen button.
What I'm going to do is make sure the driver's installed on this particular computer. I'm not using the computer I normally do this on, and I guess it'll give me an excuse to talk through this process. So let's go to So when we go to flash.google.com, oops, I'm sorry, flash.android.com. Okay. Let's disconnect it. So we're going to go to install Windows driver to the website here. It says install Oem USB drivers. So I'm going to go through the same process here. I'm going to select Windows 10. And then we're going to download the driver.
Now, Nima, whilst you're doing that, I'm just reading a XDA article here, and I think this will probably interest quite a lot of people. We don't necessarily need to run through it today, obviously, but we might also link in the show notes, because obviously they use on Samsung devices One UAI. We might just link that in the show notes for anyone that's interested in doing it on a Samsung device, because it's obviously quite a bit different. But there is a very good XDA article that explains the procedure there as well. For anyone that's interested, you can certainly do this on a Samsung device as well. But obviously it's going to be a different process. But this article I found, which I'll share the link to you, and we may well link that in the show notes, goes about explaining that quite well.
So we're going to download the Google Driver zip. I have to accept the terms and conditions. Download the USB driver. And I just downloaded it. Download complete. Oops, I just realized that my screen sharing is no longer on. Why is that?
In your screen and audio.
There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my downloads folder.
Add task cursor. This PC window. Normal cursor. Download. Bluetooth. Docu. Download. Download. Item. New list. Seven grouping expanded. USB driver. Selected.
And I'm going to extract it.
With cursor. Open. Normal cursor. Check with 7 bits of menu. Open. Open. Extract file. Extract here. Extract file.
Extract
Download
files.
Extract hammer. Help. Cancel. OK button. Extract
Okay.
time. Remain in time. Download window. Item. New list.
So now I'm going to go to Device Manager.
Start window. Device manager. Device.
Here we go.
Add task cursor. Device manager. Preview. Desktop. Default.
And actually, let's plug in the device. Oh, hush.
With cursor. Desktop.
There we
Default.
go.
Expanded 1 level 0. Normal cursor.
Let's go to USB devices.
Level 1 Universal Serial Bus. USB connector managers collapse 20. Universal Serial Bus controllers collapse 20 from 20 system devices. USB connect.
Let's refresh that.
Universal Serial Bus controllers collapse 20 from 20.
Actually, let's get out of Device Manager and then go back in.
Device manager control. Normal cursor. Device manager preview desktop default OS. Level 1 USB connect. Universal Serial Bus controller. USB connect. Universal Serial Bus controllers collapse expanded. 6 items. Level 2 Intel USB. Level 1 system devices. Storage. Level 2. Level 1 unit. Level 0. Level 1 audio inputs and outputs. USB connector managers. Universal Serial Bus controllers. System devices. USB connect. Level 2 UCM option. Level Universal Serial.
Oh, this is strange. I don't even see the pixel.
Cameras collapse 29 level 1.
Let's unlock it.
Computer you display flip from cube memory mass monitors network print cube collapse 29 level proxy sensor software system device universal USB connector manager expand level 2 UCM option. Level 1 US collapse. Download. Screen out. Control panel control unit 1 color. Download 1 color.
Let's make sure that's closed.
Type the name of the select. Text unavailable. Desktop control panel control. Ease of access devices and printers link new and manage default device manager link.
Device Manager.
Add task cursor. Device manager. Preview. Desktop default. Level 1 USB connector. Universal Serial Bus system devices collapse.
Let's see. Did I wonder if USB debugging got turned off. Let's check to see if USB debugging got turned off. Okay, let's go to Developer Options.
With cursor. Storage controllers collapse 26 from 29 level 1. Normal cursor. New notification from Overplay. Pixel 3 XL. Select to what happens with this device window. With cursor. Storage controllers collapse 26 from 29 level 1. Normal cursor. With cursor. Storage controllers collapse 26. System devices collapse 27 on. USB connector managers. Universal Serial System devices. Storage system devices expanded. Upgraded to upgraded level. Software sensor secure process print post left money mass keyboard view display computer camera blue biometric devices collapse 3 on level 1 pattern audio input.
This is rather odd. I'm not even seeing the
USB connector manager collapse.
pixel here,
Universal
so
serial bus controllers collapse 20 from 20 and level 1.
we might have to move on here.
USB composite device USB root from USB level 1 USB connector manager expanded. Level 1 level 2 UCM CFP device 1 of 1. Level 1 USB connector manager expanded. Level 2 USB root from USB level. Collapse universal system bit storage.
Okay.
Control panel
let's see.
item. Device manager. App fast cursor. Device man. Desktop level 1 of the pattern collapse 2 on blue camera compare with this firm key post print pro secure sensor software system devices universal USB connector manager. Universal system devices collapse 27. Universal serial bus controllers collapse 20. Control panel row 1 column 3 yard.com in carry 3 yard Google Chrome row 1 column 5.
All right, let's stop this
Stop sharing button.
here, and we'll see if we can get it working here. In the meantime, Warren or Marco, do you guys have Voice Dream Scanner? Let's see if I can get this driver going here. I think this is a computer-specific issue here. Oh. Let's unmute you guys. There we go. Now you guys are unmuted.
Okay, I do have a voice dream reader.
Nope, the scanner, not the reader.
Oh, reader, scanner. However, I think my phone is still setting up, but if Marco doesn't have it, I'll pull up my Pixel 2, which also has it, and we could demonstrate that. Or else, I will talk about a little app of the week before Nimmer gets this thing in place.
Oh, we're going to talk
Well-
about the voice. We don't need another app of the week. This is
Oh
the
yeah,
app
that's
of the
right.
week.
Okay.
I have the reader, but not the one that you're talking about. So
No,
I can
the
go and
scanner.
download it
So,
unless you can
alright.
get it. If you can,
No,
if you've got
no,
it handy.
you have
Otherwise,
to
I'll have to
buy
go and
it.
download it.
I have it. I just pull up my Pixel 2, and I will demonstrate that app. But so, for those of you that kind of like the Nimmer and I were talking about this earlier, you like the KNFB reader and you're missing it. I think your best bet is to get this Voice Dream reader. Why do I keep saying Voice Dream reader? The scanner, sorry. So it's a Voice Dream scanner, and I believe that thing is. I know when I got it was $9.99 for in order to be able to join the beta. But I believe that they have brought down the price, and that price now, if I am not mistaken, I want to say it's either $4.99 or $5.99, but definitely not the $9.99 that I got it for when it first started out and signing up for the beta. So again, it's a nice app. I'm going to try to log into my phone here and see if I could bring that thing up. I am optimistic I have it on here. So I'm turning on my Pixel 2 now. Gonna turn up the volume here a little bit, so see if I have it. Now when you install the app, it's simply gonna say scanner, and so when you have a bunch of apps that say scanner, then you're gonna have difficulty knowing which one it is. And so let's see, I have it in my OCR folder. Let's see.
Page 3. Wevis. Seeing assist Adobe scan.
Oh my goodness.
Folder closed.
Let's see if I could ask the assistant to bring it up. Let's see here.
Folder. Health. 4 more items.
Hey, why is my squeeze not working? Am I on the wrong phone? Okay.
Search.
Let's see here. Voice Dream Scanner.
Pixel launcher. Folder. OCR. 4 more items. Sullivan Plus. Smart lens. Assistive text detect. Folder close.
Let's see. I'm just gonna search for it because I'm not seeing it in my
V. Port. V. O. K. O. L. Delete. K. O. O. I. C. C. Showing 9
Let's
suggestions.
see.
D. S. E.
Voice
E. Showing.
Dreams.
Open voice recorder. Discuss open voice recorder. Open voice. Open voice.
No.
Open voice recorder.
Oh, why am I looking for voice? Sorry, I should be
Home
looking
screen
for
1 of 5.
scanner because this
Search.
thing is not
Service.
called
Time to workout.
voices.
Showing S. Board.
Let's
C.
see.
C. Shift. A. Space N. N.
Sorry, whilst you're doing that, Warren, maybe Nimmer or Warren, you might be able to tell me. It looks like I've got it on my device, but I'm a beta tester. Is that the app you're looking for?
Open text scanner.
Yeah, well,
Open text
yeah,
scanner.
if you have
Open
it,
doc
I
scanner.
think,
Open doc scanner.
yeah,
Open scanner.
I think this is it. Let me
English.
see.
US. QWERTY. Keyboard hidden. Scanner. Capture image. Button.
Let me see.
Fetch detection on. Button.
Yeah, this is the app.
Introducing smart replies. Reply to messages and chats without touching your keyboard. There is
Hey, wait a minute. That's not what.
call.
That's not
Julia
part of it.
Wallops. Miss Nimer Jaber. Miss Duo voice
Okay.
call.
Oh gosh.
Notification hit.
Excuse me, guys. I got. Okay.
Nimer Jaber.
So
Miss Duo voice call.
let me clear out my notifications here so we're not having interruptions. Maybe I should even put it on do not disturb. But let's just clear all of this.
Duo. 9 days ago. Gary Mel.
Oh, I got a lot of notifications, and I want to just scroll up and. Okay, there we go.
Cle-
All right. So,
Scanner. +13342493678.
so when you load up the
Azure provided to see where it was left.
the app,
Data rates may apply. Reply stop to
oh
cancel.
my gosh,
Edge detection on. Button. Updating library 3 period. Updating library.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't even tell my. So from the top, at the top left corner,
Import photo.
you know,
Button.
you have import. So you could have import. Say you have some document that you want it to be recognized. You could tap on that import, and then
Edge detection on.
then at
Image preview. Double tap to capture image.
then at the bottom here.
Edge detection on. Button.
We have the edge detection, so maybe you want to know that all the
Cruise forecast dot box C. 41 degrees / 17.
ah,
Dot C, the full forecast.
I'm sorry. So the edge detection. Let me grab a piece of paper, so we can check something out. There we go. All right, here I come, guys. So I grab a book, and I always use this Baha'i book. It's not because I want to be a Baha'i or anything, but it lays flat, and it's good for demonstrations like this one. So we got edge detection,
Flash off.
then flash off,
Capture image. Button.
capture image.
Batch mode off. Button.
We've got a batch mode, so say you're scanning multiple pages, you want to turn that on, so you could use that.
Auto capture on. Button.
And then there's an auto capture. What that means is if I just put it, if I hold it over the book, it will start scanning, and then when it's done scanning, then it'll read it. But you will hear. So I'm going to hold it over this book, and the good thing about it is that it's going to make like a beeping sound or buzzing sound. I hope you can hear it. The louder it is, the better it is. So.
Processing. Processing.
Okay,
Apps
so
list. Search.
it seems it just crashed. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I could bring it back up. I don't know what happened there, but it was processing and then it simply crashed.
App suggestions.
I have
Home.
no clue what happened.
apps.
So here it is. Let's
Voice
try to
streams.
bring it up again.
Scanner. 1.0.25.
Okay, I'm going to point it at the book again. There goes that buzzer.
Price drop in your samples. 57% off on the MacArthur Bible commentary. Now $7.99.
I'm not sure if
Processing.
you hear that noise.
Start. Button. Voice stream scanner keeps stopping. App info. Button. Close.
Marco, can you just do it on yours? I think maybe I need to update mine. I haven't used this phone in quite a while, so you know, maybe it's having issues with Android 11. I need to update it. I know it works on my Pixel 4, but I haven't used.
Okay, guys. So we're going to try that again here, and to try to install
Remove from stream. Button. Main.
and build.
Press search space to activate.
So let's see how that goes.
Invite test.
Okay. Hopefully I should be sharing audio now.
Flash Android to start Google search. Tab.
You
Android flash
are,
Google tab.
Okay, great. So let's.
Get started. Google privacy.
So I'm on the Flash page now. Let's hit get started.
Okay. Default. Button. Exit main. Alert. Android flash Google device user.
Hit OK.
Google privacy policy. Terms of service. Google add new device. Button. Troubleshooting tips. Add new device. Cancel.
And we'll
Button.
add a
Exit
new
main.
device.
Compatible devices. Read only. List grid. Pixel 3 XL. Press search control with arrows. Pixel 3 XL.
And that's the one I want.
Learn more. Pixel 3 XL. Learn more. Cancel. Connect.
And we're going to connect that device.
Cancel. Connect. Flash.android. Flash. Cancel. Learn more. Fix flash.android.com. Flash.android.com wants to connect. Learn more. Cancel. Connect. Pixel 3 XL.
All right.
Flash.android.com wants to connect. Window.
Let's see what's going on here.
Flash.android.com wants to connect. Learn more. Alert. Connection is secure. Alert. Connection is secure. Alert. Connection is secure. Cancel. OK. Default. Button. Android flash tool. Android flash tool settings. Help send feedback up. Android flash tool. Present search bar. Use site. Present Android flash settings. Help. Trouble. Add new device. Google privacy policy. Add new device. Cancel. Button. X compatible devices. Read only. List grid. Learn more. Button. Cancel. Button. Learn more. Compatible devices. Read only. Learn more. Cancel. Button. Learn more. Compatible devices. Read only. Learn more. Cancel. Learn more. Compatible devices. Pixel 3 XL paired.
Okay, we're paired.
Cancel. Learn more. Button. Cancel. Button. Connect. Default. Button. Add new device.
And
Button.
we're gonna
Android flash tool device
connect.
user. Main. Android flash tool device user. USB device connected to Google Chrome. Their user.
There we go.
Troubleshooting tips.
Connected.
Add new device. Button. Google privacy policy. Terms of service. Google add new device. Send feedback. Button. Help. Send feedback. Troubleshooting tips. The flash is selected build unavailable one. Heading 3. Google Pixel 3 XL. Serial box pending. Box pending. Check your device for USB debugging prompt.
Oh, I need to. It'll prompt me on my phone to allow USB debugging. I know that was that is fast TTS, but it also says always allow, and I'm going to hit that checkbox, and I hit OK.
Box pending. Box pending. Check your device for USB debugging prompt. Google privacy policy. Add new device. Troubleshooting tips. Add new device. The flash is selected build unavailable one. Heading 3. Google Pixel 3 XL. Serial number 86. Box pending. Box pending.
Let's try
Android
to
flash tool.
refresh that.
This device uses cookie from
Authenticating pending.
Cancel. Button. OK. Default. Android flash tool.
Hit
Android flash tool.
OK.
Android flash settings. Help. Send feedback. Troubleshooting tips. Add new device. Select Pixel 3 XL crosshash. Serial number 86WY0. Android flash tool.
And we're going to select that device, and it popped up, so
Google privacy policy.
we're good to go.
Install. Button. Reconnect your device to continue.
Install.
Cancel. Button. Press search space to activate. Confirm. Cancel. Button. Confirm.
And we're
Button.
gonna
Show
hit
notifications.
confirm.
Flash Android. Close. Block. Button. Allow. Button.
We'll
Cancel.
show
Button.
notifications, and let's see how this goes.
I accept. Button.
I
Preparing your
accept the
device.
terms, and it is preparing my device now. So
Cinema. Link.
I did get on my Chromebook. My Windows machine that I normally use for this kind of thing at the moment is not available, and my other Windows machine seems to be having an issue with the driver. So instead of messing about with that at the moment, I just pulled out the Chromebook, and that seems to be working just fine. Typically, installing the drivers, you don't really tend to have any issues, but Windows sometimes does strange things with drivers, so if you do, you might need to troubleshoot that a little more, and I didn't want to continue to do that on the podcast, but it's typically
Reselect
I
your device.
don't tend to have that kind of an
Cancel.
issue.
Button. Flash Android.
So,
Compatible devices. Read only. List grid.
so now it wants me to
VXL.
reselect my device, and I will do that.
Learn more. Cancel. Connect. Learn more. Button. Pixel 3 XL. Row 1, column 1. Learn more. Tab created. Android flash tool flashlight. Cancel. Button. Reselect device. Button. Cancel. Button. Flash.android.com wants to connect. Compatible devices. Learn more. Button. Cancel. Button. Learn more. Cancel. Compatible devices. Pixel 3 XL. Connect. Cinema. Link. Terms of service. Link. Google privacy policy. Link. Copyright. Do not interact with the device unless instructed to do so.
So now we're
During the installation
going
process.
here,
Downloading software. Current status. Heading 3.
and we are downloading the software,
Downloading software.
and so it's telling
Current
us
status.
very
Forward slash.
clearly,
Forward slash partitions. Even if they are up to date.
do not
Current status. Heading 3. Downloading software.
interact with the device.
During the installation process.
And this is where, again, if your device was locked, you would have to hit the volume up button and the power button. So hit volume up once and then hit power button. And again, just be aware this will all wipe your device. So, yeah. Anyway, we are at the moment doing the install, and I think it may ask us to lock the device at the end, but we'll see, and then we'll be able to go through that whole locking process. It might ask for that. Although since my device was not locked in the first place, it may not, but we'll see what happens with all of that.
Download during the installation process. Downloading software.
So right now it's just downloading the software, and it's going to go through this whole process of installing it. It is actually doing its thing, and once it's done, we will be made aware. It'll actually pop up a dialog and let us know that it's going on. So we'll just wait here and see what happens. And it shouldn't take too long. I have a gigabit connection, and this Chromebook typically on wireless gets about 700 megs down, at least 700 to 800 megs down. So we should be good to go as long as I'm connected to the right wireless network this time.
Current status. Downloading software. During the installation, do not unplug your device. List item. Copyright 2020. Exit main. 9078.
Oh, it's 9:07. Oh, we've been on a while. That's good. I guess this is going to be a longer podcast. That's okay. A lot of it will be trimmed back.
Do not interact with the device. During the installation process. Downloading software. Current status. Heading 3. Force flash. Force block. Wipe. Octo pipe. A pipe. 11 pipe. Pipe. Selected field. Pixel 3 XL crosshatch.
Now, if you're using
Select the device.
NVDA at this time, it would be making beeping sounds to let you know that it is actually in progress, or JAWS may be reading out percentages.
Installing build. Send feedback. Button. Installing build. Heading 2.
So
Exit
it's
scanner. Main.
possible that it would be doing that.
Select the device. Heading 3. Pixel 3 XL. Serial. Selected build. Pipe. Crosshatch user signed. Pipe. 11 pipe. A pipe. Wipe. Lock. Force current status. Installing software. During the installation process.
So now it's installing software. The status changed.
Installing software. Current status. Heading 3. During the installation process.
So it's finished downloading, and that usually takes the longest bit because it is downloading probably about 2 gigs, 3 gigs, depending on how big the image is. So usually that is the longest process, but if you have a quick internet connection, it'll fly by. And this is where we're at now. So during its process, if you're using Windows, you'll hear it connect and disconnect a few times. It's just rebooting itself, so it installs part of the image, and then it reboots, and it installs like the radios, and it reboots, and it installs whatever. And there's like 3 or 4 different bits that it goes through and installs the bootloader, the boot image. So anyway, this is kind of what it does, and we should be done very shortly.
Installing software. During the installation process.
I think I should have started out with the Chromebook in the first place, but I was already using the Windows machine to connect to Warren's computer. Anyway, this is relatively painless. And yeah.
Installing software. Current status. Heading 3. Install during the. Do not interact with the device. Do not unplug your device.
So
Copyright
it
2020.
gives us a
Exit.
progress
Google
bar.
privacy policy. Terms of service. Cinnamon. This site uses Cinnamon. Google. Copy. Do not unplug unless do not interact with the device. During the installation process. Installing software. Paste https://StreamYard.
Oh, no, I don't want to paste anything.
During the installing software.
La ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Marco has those beers coming along. Oh, I suppose if he unmutes, then there'll be an echo, so that's probably not a good idea.
Installing during the installation process. Do not Google term Cinnamon. Okay. Android flash tool. Okay. Got it. Learn more about cookie usage. Okay. Got it. Button. Press search space to activate. Cinnamon.
I'll
Link.
dismiss the cookie
Terms of service.
message.
Copyright 2020. Do not interact with during the installation process. Installing software.
Thank Thank you for telling me about cookies, Google. Appreciate it. So what happens is once it downloads everything, then it transfers all the stuff to the device and installs. So it's downloading through to the computer and caching it, obviously, and then transfers everything to the device and goes through and installs typically the boot image, the regular, the actual Android build, and the radios. And so kind of what it does is sort of the cycle that it goes through.
Current status. Installing software.
We'll give it a couple more minutes here and see what happens, although it shouldn't take much longer. I'm actually a little surprised it's taking as long as it is.
Lock device. Dialog. Lock device. Your bootloader must be locked to complete the
There we
process.
go.
Cancel start.
All
Start.
right.
Button.
So we're going
Press
to
search
lock
space to
the
activate.
bootloader.
Cancel. Start. Button.
As you see, it brings up this dialog, so I'm going to hit start.
Lock device. Edit. Please follow the steps on the device screen to confirm locking the device.
And now, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit, it's not going to speak or anything, I'm going to hit volume up, and I'm going to hit power. And now that I've done that, the bootloader will be locked. And so now it happens when it goes through, it locks it, and it's going to essentially do another reset of the device, it'll wipe it, and the bootloader will be locked. And then at some point, I should get a message that says, congratulations, everything's complete, you're done, you're good to go. And at that point, of course, the device reboots, and we'll be able to turn TalkBack on and see if this whole process actually worked, or if I ended up with a brick.
Lock device. Edit. Please follow the steps on the device screen. Done. Lock device. Done. Button. Software successfully updated.
Software successfully
Android Flash
updated.
tool. Link. Android Flash symbol. Link. Terms of service. It is now the software has been successfully updated. It is now safe to unplug your phone.
It's now safe to unplug your phone. Let's see if I can get TalkBack to turn on.
Press and hold both volume keys for 3 seconds. TalkBack on. TalkBack is a screen reader primarily for people with blindness and low vision. It allows interaction with the device. Screen off.
And boom, I've got now a flashed device with Android, whatever the latest version of Android is, 11. And
Flash Android desktop Google.
that is how you do
Android
that.
Flash tool. Flash back to public. Tab. Back to all devices. Google Play. Terms of service.
All right, let's see here if I can stop
And screen log.
the
Tab.
live
Stop sharing
stream.
screen.
Stop sharing screen. There we go.
Now, I would love to help you out with this voice stream scanner, but every time I try to scan here, I must be into a darker place or something in the studio here, so it's just not picking it up, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay. I just want to go through the
is a
layout.
bummer.
Yeah,
well,
I don't
I can
have great
quickly go
lighting either,
through-
so if you can just go the
Yeah.
layout, because these
quickly
apps
go
all
through
tend
the
to work the
layout.
same.
Yeah.
This app does actually work, and works quite well. But I think it's important to go through the layout. But essentially, it's going to be the same. You're going to get similar results with any of these apps, and this one is probably one of the better ones. So Marco will just go through the layout, and that will be that. Yeah, I don't have great lighting here either. It's
No,
dark out
I
here,
haven't
and I'm sitting
unfortunately
outside.
got... Yeah, I haven't got great lighting in here. It's not really designed for that, so...
Unmute me. I got it.
Oh, okay, you go through it then.
Well, I
Yeah.
just unmuted you, and if you're muted, I can't hear you. You have to
No, I'm not
chat or
muted. You
something.
guys muted me, so
I know, but I'm saying if you are muted, you can't keep saying unmute me. We won't be able to hear you.
that's right.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
you've
so
got better
I-
lighting there, and you've...
I
you might
updated-
go through that.
What
Yeah.
was going on was because I had not updated it, so I went ahead and updated it. So I will now try it again. So when you open up the app now,
Accessibility volume set to 70%.
Okay, Harsh, it says it is $5.99 for the scanner and $9.99 for the reader.
okay,
Those are the pricing.
good.
Import
So
Settings.
to the
Button.
top left is the settings, and I guess we'll start with the settings.
Settings. 1 of 15.
The flashing website will not work on your OnePlus. Sorry, Austin.
No, that's a completely different process. Austin.
Okay. When I open the settings, the first thing
Other apps by voice.
is
Settings. 1 of 15.
the settings again.
Language. Auto detect.
Just turn that volume up there,
List of 5 items.
Warren, we
Okay,
can
so-
barely hear it.
Play tone when edges detected. Scan
Okay,
language.
so
Auto detect.
you
1
got
of 5.
language, auto
Accessibility
detect.
volume set to 90%. Play tone when edges detected. Scan tone is a sound that represents the amount of recognizable text in the camera's field of view. It uses artificial intelligence to analyze the live feed from the camera for text, angle, rotation, and document edges. Louder is better. Switch off. 2 of 5.
So I'm gonna switch that on.
On. Always enhance image. Switch off. 3 of 5.
I don't know if it matters, but I said
I turned that on
I'll
myself.
turn it on.
Read text
Yeah.
automatically after capture. Switch on. 4 of 5.
So if you want it to read it automatically or not, you turn that on. I'll leave that on.
Show plain text after recognizing. Switch on. 5 of 5.
And that's it for the settings.
Navigate
And
up.
I'm gonna tap
Settings,
navigate
1 of
back up.
15.
And
List.
all of the other
Reader,
things
3 of
here are
15.
like the other
Other
apps.
apps by voice stream.
You got
Edit,
reader,
Good.
Help. Edit,
help.
Email support. Helpful tips. Writer review.
Yeah,
Play
all
Store,
that
9
junk.
of 15.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I'll
good.
just exit out of that.
Play Store.
So
Edit,
now,
Open.
oops, I went back too
Reader.
far.
Voice stream
Okay,
reader.
so I'll go back to the reader, and
3.4.22. Reader. All items.
Wait, is this reader or scanner? We want scanner.
Okay,
Yeah, we want
Oh my
scanner, not
document
reader.
the music. The VidSkill story failed
oh,
to an
you know,
okay, but
excuse me. Why do I keep calling it reader? It's not, guys. I'm sorry. This is not.
import failed.
Uh,
The document not being
Hey,
okay,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was trying to import a document, and it says that the importation
Flash
failed. So
notification. On 918.
I'm gonna just exit out of it and.
Actually, you don't need to go through the settings of the scanner. It's exactly the same. Because I've already been through them.
Pixel launcher.
No,
Saturday,
they are not the
October
same. Yours
24th.
is not like what I have.
Well, okay, they're not, because I've just misread it all.
Okay, but so now that I have the scanner on, I keep calling it a reader, and for some reason it just shut up on me again. I have no clue what's going on.
Screen off.
I'm sorry,
Side by
guys.
side.
Let me
Pixel
try
launcher.
again.
Folder. App suggestions. Home screen 1 of 5.
Oh my
Apps list.
goodness.
Gmail.
All right, forget that. Let's go on to the voice app.
Showing 9
Well, we'll do the
suggestions. Showing English.
voice stream scanner next week, and what either that or one of us, maybe Warren, you could pre-record it, or we'll just do that next week. So let's talk about the voice app. We've talked a lot about it in the past, and its purpose is to allow. Essentially, what it does is it takes the soundscapes or takes the image that the camera sees. Oops. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, but you've lost all your top end.
I'll come back. Can you guys hear me?
Turn your processing off, or something's happened on your end. I don't know what's happened there. Weird. Hello.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
There you go. You're back to normal.
Oh, good. All right. So the voice app, its purpose, it takes the images that the camera sees and turns them into sounds. That is its main purpose. Now, it has a lot of other features. I'll cover some of them. But essentially, its purpose is takes the images that the camera sees, turns them into sounds. What is that good for? Well, you can use it to find objects. You can use it to determine kind of what things look like. You can use it to locate objects that you drop on the ground. You can use it to, as you're walking, essentially follow a footpath, or tell if there's any trees ahead of you, or tell when you're crossing the road where the crosswalk lines are, that kind of thing. You can use it to help you navigate past obstacles. There's a lot of things that you can use it for. When you're in a parking lot, you can use it to find the building, for example, so you know that you're walking in the right direction to find a building. and that kind of thing. It's not a replacement for a cane, really, although you can do quite a lot with it. And the reason it's not a replacement for a cane is that, well, you'd have to have it pretty much always pointed at the ground. You have to really learn the soundscapes quite well. You'd have to have a device that was always able to be used, and the battery didn't die or anything like that. So, I wouldn't say it's a great replacement for a cane, but it's definitely is an augmentation. It adds to it. So that's kind of what it is. And some other features that it has the ability to do essentially read signs and other text that it sees in real time. And if you're wearing stereo headphones or bone conduction headphones, or if you have stereo speakers, it can identify objects or read the text rather in stereo. And so really the best way to do it, to use it, is with some kind of stereo device or stereo headphones. Because if you do that, it will all the soundscapes will be from left to right, and you can change that so they go from right to left. But the text will also be coming from the direction of where it is actually in space. So if you see a sign and it seems like there's some cut off text and it's playing on your left ear, then you know you need to look left, and then it'll center it out, and maybe you'll be able to get a better image. So what it does, it has different soundscapes, and the way the soundscapes work, there are some rules for how the soundscapes work. So anytime there's a clicking noise, it's like a vertical object. Like a beep, like a long tone is sort of a horizontal object. Pitch, the higher something is or the lower something is elevation, so how high or something is or low something is in the camera view. And loudness, or some people say harshness, is indicative of brightness. So the brighter something is, the louder it will be in the soundscapes. So essentially those are pretty much the rules that you need to know. And essentially what you want to do is you just walk around, point it at things, and figure out what it is they sound like. And what they sound like is exactly what the camera sees. So just like, people who are born, they don't really know what things are. They can see something, but they don't know what it is. So this is exactly what the voice is like. You know what something is, you can hear what something is, but you don't know what it is until you learn. This is what it's like. So this is why it takes a lot of practice, a lot of time to really learn it and figure it out and work with it. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to get really frustrated with it. So I'm going to open up the app. One thing to know about the app before I get into it is it is in what am I going to say? It is in landscape mode. And the reason it's in landscape mode is just that it's the best way for the camera to work. And so all the buttons on the screen are in landscape mode. The app is self-voicing. You don't need TalkBack, but if you have TalkBack on, that's fine. You're not going to swipe through things. The best way to use this app is to explore the icons.
The voice for Android.
So I'm going to open up app up, and you're going to immediately hear it start making audio sounds.
Landscape. Please connect the voice 2.57. Text. RCHC. Main screen. Text. iHit. Text. Walgaya. Text. Agunai. Text. www.wwc.
So I'm not sure quite what it's seeing here.
Text. Untitled. BMUN.
So right now I'm pointing it at my keyboard, literally flat at the keyboard.
Options.
We have options,
Toggle mute.
toggle mute,
Google Lookout.
Google Lookout. It has shortcuts to other apps.
Home button. The voice 2.57. Toggle double speed.
Double speed or half speed, so you can increase the speed of the scans. So right now, by default, it has a scan every 1 second. from left to right.
Options button. Twitter button. Say toggle mute. Top negative video. Say color names.
Say color names, negative video. So if you want to turn, change how brightness sounds, essentially have a negative video, you can do that.
Negative big snapshot.
You can take a picture.
Toggle mute. ID object that have portrait. Processing image. Please wait. ID pro image recognition.
Oops.
Following objects in image. Laptop. Back button. Navigation bar.
So there's ID object recognition,
Landscape.
and it
Notice
found a
color name.
laptop apparently.
Toggle mute. Main half speed. Toggle mute.
So there's half speed,
Edge detection.
edge detection, so you can detect edges better. So now I'm going to go into the options real quick just so you can see some of the different options that we have here.
Edge options. Options.
Real quick.
Voice for Android. Photo view.
Focal view, or foveal view rather, basically it's identifying more of what's in front of you instead of everything that's to the side, less of what's to the side and more of what's directly in front of you.
No image noise filter.
Image noise filter kind of takes away some of the redundant noise. You can choose to have that on or off.
Contrast.
Contrast.
Audio volume.
Audio volume. You can change the volume of the voice independently of anything else that you have running.
Audio sample rate.
Sample rate, so you can choose 22 kilohertz, 44.1.
Audio rendering.
Audio rendering, so if it doesn't automatically recognize your device as having stereo speakers, you can choose to use stereo.
Talking compass.
A compass,
Talking locator.
a locator, so it can tell you, for example, when you've turned onto a new street, what street that is, like a GPS, but it's very rudimentary, doesn't have a lot of features.
Shake action.
You can have an action assigned to the shaking. By default, it's set to tell you the time.
Snapshot resolution. External apps.
Let's
Language.
see here.
Speech rate. Camera. Other settings.
Other settings. Let's go into other settings real
Checkbox
quick.
Voice for Android. Other settings. Not checked. Other settings. Not checked. Automatically run after reboot. Auto start checkbox.
So you can have it auto start, which is really good if you're using Android paired glasses or something where you only are using the voice on that device.
Checked. Use soundscapes. Checkbox.
Soundscapes, you can turn those off if you don't like them.
Checked. Use face detection. Checkbox.
Face detection, so it'll identify when there's a person around. It'll say face center, face left, face right, face bottom left.
Checked. Use text detection. Checkbox.
Text detection is exactly what I was talking about, where it reads the text.
Not checked. Use barcode detection. Checkbox.
Barcode detection. It seems to really only say there's a barcode. I'm not sure that it actually identifies products.
Checked. Use vibration features. Checkbox.
But then you could use another app to identify the product.
Checked. Use torch light for color functions. Checkbox.
So there's a lot of other settings here. I'm not going to go through everything, but as you can see, this is a really powerful app. And
Back button. Main screen. Text. Imenian Nea Suki sees. Text. 1. Text. 4.
so right now, I'm pointing it at my gate. And you can sort of hear some slats that kind of go ticket, ticket, ticket. And now I'm pointing it at my table. I have a number of objects here and my keyboard.
Text.
A lot of birds in there, Nimmer.
Text. JJJ. Text. J.
And now I'm pointing it essentially at a wooden fence so you can hear the slats. Kind of goes digga 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 digga. And actually, if I do a zoom by 2, you should be able to hear them a little bit better even.
Options.
So I can
Options.
slow it down.
Tactile wrap. Say color. Say object names. Color filter. Negative video. Color
Let's
say
see.
object. Say color name. Tactile graphic. Mute. The voice for Android.
Oh, tactile graphics is a cool one too. You can get a representation of graphics using vibrations.
Mute. Tactile. Say color. Say object. Color filter. Negative video.
It does have an object names, but I skipped past that because it's not very good. It identifies donkeys when I'm walking around, or I don't know, I used it with Marco. It identifies a lot of crazy things. Color names, again, it's not super accurate, but it exists.
Zoom by 2.
So let's do zoom by 2 here.
Mute. Zoom by 2. Main.
So as you can tell, I don't know if you guys can hear that at all, but it will represent this like the slats of my fence.
Yeah, here,
Yep.
you know,
And if I raise my device higher, it kind of goes higher pitched. And if I lower it, it goes lower.
The other cool one, which is quite useful to a lot of people, is, I don't know if you can do it from where you are, is can you get the doorway?
Now, which
So
one
I have
is
an
that?
open doorway, and I have 3 canes next to the doorway. So you can kind of hear the opening of the doorway, and then you can hear next to it the canes stacked there.
So essentially when you find the doorway, just for people listening, it's quite an empty sound. There's
Yep.
there's nothingness basically, which is pretty much what a doorway is, nothingness. You're just walking through.
Yep. But it would sort of
kinda cool.
depend on what it sees past that as well. It depends on the
Yeah.
lighting that you have around
right.
you. So if right past the door there's something else, it sort of just depends on that. So it's, vision is kind of, there's not really a lot of rules to it other than there's just a lot of things about, and voice tells you exactly what's about. So if something doesn't make sense, it's not because it's not actually there or the voice has it wrong. It's because you don't know that it's there and you need to explore and figure what it is.
Great thing is though, if you're, let's say for example, in the middle of a car park, now let's say that on one side of the car park there's a building, and on the other 3 sides there might be a road, I don't know, maybe just a park, and just, a long stretch of car park. You can identify at least where the building is because it'll obviously make a clear noise differentiation. It's not an open noise, it'll be like an object. So at
Yep.
least if you're in the middle of a car park or something and you just get out of a taxi and you're like, oh God, where the hell is, X building? At least you can have a chance of being able to find that building.
You can, and as you walk closer to it, the pitch should be lower. And actually,
Yeah.
That's a good way to tell distance. As you walk closer to something, the pitch may
The
lower.
pitch goes down. That's
It'll
right.
go down.
Yeah.
Or, if you look away from something, the view and the stereo view changes. And of course, the way vision works, the farther you are away from something, the smaller it is. And the closer you are, the larger it is.
Exactly.
But a very
Yeah.
large object, like a building, like a very large building, you'll still be able to see it from quite a ways off because, well, it's a really large building. And so if you move towards it, the sound won't change very much. It'll lower, but it's not going to lower gradually, like right away, like dramatically. So it's all about, you kind of have to understand a little bit about how vision works and how objects work in space and how size affects things. But when you understand those things or begin to practice those things, and you can find that the voice really is a very powerful app, more than anything else that we really have at the moment. So anyway,
So
we
I
do have
think
some
that-
listener emails.
I think that the best thing is to actually get this thing and play with it and, put different objects in front of it so one could learn how to interpret, what the different sounds mean. I think that's the best way to go about this app, or else, we are missing out on something great. It's a good
Well, the
app.
important thing is that, like, a lot of people just play with it for a very short time. You've really got to just try and tune into what... I guess it does help a lot if you've had sight as well in some ways, because you kind of can visualize maybe better. I don't know. I wasn't born totally blind, so I'm not sure how it all works in that perspective. But you got to try, like Nima said to you before, like if you're far away from a building, it's going to essentially sound further away, but you've got to get used to how the sounds sound initially.
Yes.
So you've really got to play with it. Don't just give it a day. You've really got to, like, give it a go for a good week or two. Just try and just differentiate the different tones and what they mean, and eventually it'll all make sense.
Yep. Okay, Pradav, he wants us to do a demo of, or talk to the people who have the Strap app. He sent a couple emails about that, and we did talk a little bit about that. So, yep, we'll do that, Pranav. We'll definitely do that. Somebody wants us to do a transcript. We'll skip that. And let's see here. I've got an email from Janine. says, "Hi, Marco and friends." Oops. Had to listen to some of your podcasts. Lots of tech news there. You sound a happy bunch of tech guys. I want to ask how I can get my Google Home to tell me the name of a song I am humming or singing. I have usually done this by putting a line or two of lyrics into my computer and then doing a Google search, but the Shazam type search may be easier if it works on Google Home without a screen. Hope your podcast does well. Janine. Hello, Janine.
I think
Thank
that's Janine Sidhu. There's no
Yep.
surname on that one?
you. It is, yep.
Yeah,
Just
Janine
read
Sidhu
it.
from Melbourne. I know Janine very well. Thanks for the email, Janine, and hope you're well, and hope Michael's well as well. Know them quite well.
Yeah, thank you for listening. So you should be able just to say, you should be able just to ask, what song is this, and then hum that song, and or whistle that tune or whatever it is, and it should be able to find it. Now, sometimes it doesn't, but you should be able to do that. Frankly, I found Google not to recognize much of anything lately, but if you're having better success, then that's kind of how you would go about doing that. So you just hum at it or whistle at it, and of course you have to say the hot word first, and then you do that, and it should tell you what that song is. So essentially that's how you would do that. And as for that Shazam search while a song is playing, if you want to know what that is, while a song is playing, you can say, what song is this? You can do that on your phone or even on the speaker when you're listening to the song, and it should tell you. So let's see here. I've got an email.
Shall we do a quick example of how well this works? Because I just did one when I was muted,
Okay, go ahead.
and it was very funny. So let's
Go
see.
for it, Marco.
Recognize the song.
That sounds like it could be one of these.
Okay,
So-
one of these. Good.
So it says one of these, and it has actually got it. The Daryl Bray. It's an Aussie song, Daryl Braithwaite Horses, which is 75% match. But it, for some reason, on the phone doesn't read it. It just tells you what it is. But I did it the first time muted, and it said, "I don't recognise that song." So it looks like it's a little bit hit and miss.
Well,
That's with
the
anything
rule,
else
though,
in
you
Google
got to
these
do
days.
the humming for at least 15 seconds.
Oh, I hummed for 15 seconds.
Ah, no,
Don't
that
you
was
worry.
not 15.
Well, it
Well,
understood him,
was-
so that's
well,
fine.
understood it, so...
All right, we got an email here from Angelo. Do you have information to share about the Fire tablets? I have heard that their Braille support is very good. You guys really got the audio quality down. Thanks for the podcast. Yeah, I want to thank Marco. He does our audio production, editing stuff. If it was up to me, I would probably just put it up as is and say forget about it. So it's probably good that he's doing that, because I just don't care that much to invest that much time into it. So very good, Marco. Thank you for doing that. And I can't tell you a lot about the Fire tablets except to tell you that they have modified them quite a bit. They do have Braille support that works pretty well. They do have a screen reader that has some interesting features and an interesting way of doing things that is a little bit different than TalkBack, although it runs, I believe, off the same TalkBack source code, or an older version of TalkBack. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, that's about all I can tell you about Fire tablets. But if you want to get one for us, we'll be happy to demo it. Or if you know someone that wants to get one for us. How about you, Warren or Marco?
I do have an older tablet, Fire tablet, but I think the good thing about the Fire tablet is that, yes, the Braille support is much better than what we have, and the fact that you can turn off the screen and the scrolling is better with that Fire tablet. And then, of course, another thing is that the voices, if you like the Amazon got those voices, the Ivona voices, and just hog-tied those things. And wouldn't let anyone else have it. So
They hog-tied them. Very
yeah,
good.
they hog-tied them. So it's just it's kind of greedy. But anyway, you want Sally, you want Joey, all of those voices,
Good.
they're hog-tied.
Got another email from Pranav. He says, "Hi, which phone gives more bang for the buck? The iPhone 12 mini or the iPhone SE 2020? Pranav." Now,
That's an
this is an
interesting
interesting question. So, in my mind, and you guys can agree or disagree, I actually think the iPhone SE 2020 probably gives the best value for the buck, because you could get an iPhone SE 2020, at least here in the States, $399 or $450, $449 for 128 version. Whereas if you want the iPhone mini, you're going to pay $699, $700 for a 64-bit version, or 64 gig version rather, and then I believe it's $800 for the 128 gig version, which is the one you really want. So, which one gives better value? For me, it's definitely the SE 2020. And
I'll
the
get two of them.
The reasoning is you get for a much cheaper price. You get that phone. I'm talking about for a blind person. You get a much better phone. Not better phone. I'm sorry, much better price. You get a A13 processor, which is not the A14, but still pretty good. You get a gigabit LTE modem, not the 5G, not the not the Snapdragon 855 modem or whatever this. I don't even remember the numbers. I need to get drunk here.
865.
865. No, I'm talking about the modem number. I don't know what the model
Oh,
is.
the modem number. I think it's
X55.
X55.
Yeah.
It's not the X55 modem. You're not getting the best of the best in terms of specs. You're not getting the really high quality screen. You're not getting, but having said all that, you're still getting a small battery. Either way, you're getting a small battery. Congratulations. Either way, you're going to get a fast device. Either way, you're going to get probably faster speeds on your carrier than your carrier even supports, because of what they have deployed, depending on who your provider is. You're going to get stereo speakers, stereo microphone recording in some apps and video. You're going to get you're going to get the fingerprint sensor instead of the Face ID, so that'll be different, but some people like that better, the home button. And you're going to get the same iOS 14. It'll get updates probably for the next 4 to 5 years. You might get one less year of updates, but frankly, you're going to get about the same amount of updates. You're going to get essentially everything that you're going to get out of the iPhone 12 mini, except you don't have 5G. You don't have the better screen. Possibly sound may be slightly better. Camera might be slightly better. It's nothing that's going to make a huge difference to a blind person, in my view.
Well, frankly, Nima, after a couple of weeks of looking at prices here, I can tell you I've changed my mind completely. Well, not completely, extensively a fair way. I would tend to agree with you now in the SE20.
Not
we
that
can
I
get
think
an
the SE is
SE20.
a good phone. I don't.
No,
think it's a
no,
good
I don't
phone,
either. No, but I think in terms of I'm not sure where this gentleman's from. I'm guessing
from
maybe India.
I think so.
But the price over here for an SE20, now this is the 64 gig, is around about $650, and the 64 gig of the 12 here is over $1,100. So you're paying $500 difference. And honestly, I don't know what the 5G is like in India, but I would probably go the SE20, especially over there. I can't imagine the 5G would even exist or would be not that great over there at the moment.
Yeah.
I would have thought.
I mean, you're essentially getting a phone for half the price, but you're getting about
You're definitely not getting half the
90% of the value.
Exactly. You're not getting half the quality. You're getting probably 80 to 90%, as you said.
So I don't know. Just my thoughts.
And
on
I don't
that,
know what the Indian prices are for a 12 mini or an SE 2020, but I would imagine it would be substantially different. I'm not sure.
But if
So-
any of our listeners disagree, please let us know and let us know why, and we will include your comments
Hmm.
on the next show. Or if you want to provide us a recording, let us know. I've got 2 more emails to run through real quick
Oh,
here.
wow.
Yep.
Busy email segment this week.
Got an email from Paul. Would like to receive emails about your upcoming developments. Well, we don't have an email list. It might be good to have an email list of our upcoming developments. Closest thing you got is a chat list that stays very busy called Anatab. So, I wouldn't really recommend subscribing to that just to get updates for the podcast. Maybe it's worth checking that out. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But anyway,
Might
I
be
would
something to
subscribe
think
to the
about.
YouTube. And there's, we can subscribe to our YouTube
Probably the
channel or
easiest way to
Facebook
keep up
page
with
or Twitter.
updates would be the Facebook or the Twitter feeds, Nimmer, I'd say.
Yep, Twitter.
For them now, yeah.
So, and those are always included in the show notes. So,
And you can look up Blind Tech Guys in either way, and I'm sure Nimmer will run through how to join those at the end of the show, but it's pretty easy to find on either platform. That would be the easiest, I think.
yep. And then we've got an email here from James, who has some feedback for us. Hey. Nope, this is worthless. Never mind. We're not going to read this email. Completely worthless. I thought it was going to be a good email. So that wraps up the email section. So thank you guys for.
Oh my. Oh my. Well, thank you, James. Maybe sometimes next time write a little bit better, or I don't know.
Aye,
But
aye,
yeah.
aye.
So
Yeah,
No good. No good. Very
no
good.
good. Yeah, very good. No good.
Yes, very good. I'm on to my second beer, by the way. This has been a very long podcast.
It is, but
it is so well. I guess
been a lot
we'll
of fucking about.
wrap
So
it up and.
anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have an after party. So if you'd like to join us, hang about. afterwards.
Arriba!
Oh,
Yep.
I'm gonna be unboxing that ZTE
He's
for
gonna unbox that ZTE.
for Marco
That
and
might take
Austin.
2 hours.
No,
No.
no. I think if you want to join us, or if you want to listen to us, or find us, our new website, blindtechguys.com. We are formerly the Anatad podcast crew, so if you go to anatadpodcast.com, it will stay up for now, but when the domain dies, folks, it's dead. blindtechguys.com is our website. If you have any questions for us, you can email us at blindtechguyspodcast@gmail.com. If you want to find us on Twitter or Facebook, just search for Blind Tech Guys. YouTube. We're not
The
on
same.
Snackchat
Yeah.
or anything else, so if you want to find us on there, good luck to you. Maybe if you want to add us, then you can add us and you can keep our stuff updated on there. That's fine. Anyway, we thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll see you guys next week, and have a good week. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
Bye, everybody.
All right, Warren, you seem like you had a really hard day, so you need to get a drink. What are you going to drink? You going to drink some beer or whiskey, wine?
Was so much under pressure, man. Anyway, but I thought I would unbox this for. Could we bring Austin in? Is he still there, Nimmer?
What the hell's the matter with you? You can't hear all that background noise
Can't
in the
you hear
background?
it?
Is Austin? Can you bring Austin?
Hello.
You can't hear.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Austin.
Hello, Austin.
Yeah, hello. What is that sound? What is exploding there?
Okay, so I want to unbox this just for Marco and
Oh, my God.
and Austin. So I
Can you bring
believe-
Austin back in? We can't hear that. What?
Where are you, Austin? Oh, maybe you've got your echo
He
cancellation on,
disappeared
but
now. He's still there.
you
So I got that box, and I got in the box. You got the phone. You got the battery because it has a removable battery. Ah, Marco, let me.
that sounds like a very empty
That
beer.
boy can't wait to get that beer on. So there's a battery and there's a brick, charger brick.
Oops,
and
sorry, Harshit. I missed your questions in the comments. I don't know if you're still listening. Sorry about that, buddy.
What's Harshit?
Come into the after party, Harshit.
You
We'll
can come into the after party. We'll answer whatever you want.
pop the link
Okay,
in the
so-
comments there, Nima.
I'm gonna open the back of the thing and put in the battery. Of course, that's the sound of plastic. And here's the battery. I've never turned this thing on since I got it.
Now, why the fuck did you get it?
You know,
Take
I
care,
don't
it
know.
might explode.
I was
Take
gonna
care, it might
unbox it
explode.
for.
Do you have a fire extinguisher ready?
So then we Nimmer. Oh
Call
my.
This
911.
is starting to sound like the watch experiment.
So I'm gonna turn it on. So looking at it, it's almost. I think it's like a 5.6.
Oh, I haven't looked at it. I haven't opened it since I got it. Well, then why did you get it?
No, I haven't.
I've never gotten a device that I
And
haven't.
so on the right hand side, you got the typical
home to mama.
volume.
I don't have that much moolah to get a device that's just going to sit and collect dust.
And then you have the.
Oh, he's already unboxing it. Shit, I better
yeah,
shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, I put the battery in.
Oh,
so-
oh, wow, it has an external battery.
It does. Isn't that something? We haven't seen this once in a while.
No, we haven't seen these. No, it's been a long time.
So on the right hand side, you got a volume key, typical at the top on the side, and then a
Wow, so this Pixel was at 0% when I started the podcast. It's at 91%, and it's been charging using my USB port. My Chromebook's
Someone
at
call 911.
75%.
Warren's phone exploded. Someone call 911.
let me, and then below that is the power, which is the textured one. I like, the power button is textured.
You like the texture?
Yeah, because it tells.
Do you like
can tell
textured
different-
condoms too, or?
Oh, brother. Stop that. Oh my gosh. It's Nimmer, guys. Don't mind Nimmer. Then at the bottom, we have the micro USB charger, and then to the left of that
Micro penis charger?
is the
What?
is the headphone jack, the 3mm or whatever. So I'm gonna turn it on now. I hope the battery is still alive. Oh, I felt a vibration. Woohoo!
You got a vibrator there for that micro penis charger?
Brother. Sheesh. Don't Nimmer. We may have girls in here listening. Who knows? Don't scare them.
What is
girls.
the
Maybe,
vibration
maybe,
strong?
maybe like the vibrators and micro penises.
Is the vibration strong?
Huh? So I
Is the
held down.
vibration,
Go ahead, Austin.
is the vibration very strong?
It's kind of strong. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ooh la la.
So anyway, I turn it on
That's
now.
a full
and-
beer.
Hey, Marco, you missed the talk about the micro penis.
I
my
was.
God.
I walked
Oh
away
my-
to get a.
don't
That's
mind
a
them,
beer.
Marco.
It was
Don't
the
mind them,
He
boys.
was pulling up the micro
Don't-
penis charger. He's talking about the vibrator.
Don't mind them, Marco. Okay, I'm gonna put
It
my
has a
finger
very
down.
strong vibrator.
Ooh la la.
That
And
micro
I-
penis charger.
I think this thing is running Oreo. I'm gonna try the 2 volume key.
Oh yeah,
hold
isn't
down.
that a biscuit?
So I'm holding down the 2 volumes to see what happens. Okay. Did you guys hear that? Now I'm gonna hold it again.
Nope.
All I can hear is. Oh yeah, bring. Was that it?
Yeah.
What is this thing running? Android 2.3?
Yeah. What is this thing?
It's running Android Go.
Android Go?
Yeah.
Android Go.
Oh, I like to go somewhere. Where are we going?
So
Hi there.
there we go.
I can play music. Hold on a sec, Liz.
So-
Accessibility volume set to 100%.
Oh,
You
very
already
cool.
finished that bottle, boy? No.
Start button. Connect to mobile network.
I'm just gonna skip through this.
Does it understand what a global network is?
Connect to Wi-Fi. Showing items 1 to
Yeah, I don't know if
3.
micro penises understand that.
Wi-Fi. I'm gonna skip that.
Skip button.
Skip
What's
that.
Wi-Fi?
Alert connecting to a
Why, you
network
don't want the
helps you
Chinese to have
setup.
access to your Wi-Fi?
Continue.
No. No.
That's probably why they're sitting under the bed gathering dust.
All this time, it's never been. Oh, I can't say I've ever bought a device that I've never opened.
Double tap to activate.
I don't have that kind of moolah.
Joe Smith, edit box for name.
Oh no, I don't want any names in there.
Protect your phone.
Actually, hey, this thing is not bad.
Prevent others from using this phone without your permission by activating device protection features. Choose the screen lock you want to
What
use.
is
I'm gonna
legal
skip that.
Double tap, not now. Alert skip screen lock. Skip anyway.
So this thing is responsive, actually.
Services. Location. Enlist. None. More.
Huh?
Button.
All right.
All left?
More. Button.
Now
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
go
be
to.
putting that thing anywhere near the internet.
Leave now?
Just a sec.
All right. So the device is unlocked.
Connect to open Wi-Fi network.
Now,
Play Store. Launcher 3.
We're going down.
Actions.
Austin, are you hearing me? Because I'm unboxing this thing for you, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
into the
hearing.
settings to see what the settings looks like.
Close quick settings. Open settings. 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 Network and internet. Wi-Fi. Connected devices. Bluetooth. Apps and notifications.
So it's just like
permission, battery,
what we have on
97, display,
Pixel
wallpaper,
devices.
sound, volume, vibration, disturb. Storage 34% used 5.3 device. Security and location, screen lock. Users and accounts per user, owner. Accessibility, screen readers, display, Google, services and preferences. System, languages, time, backup, updates.
So as you can see,
System, languages, time,
this
backup,
is
updates.
absolutely stock Android, and
Screen 1 of 1.
I think.
Grid, 5
Oh
rows.
my, what happened?
Launcher 3.
Oh my,
Hello?
oh my.
I think you got Austin in here twice. Jesus. Oh, the cicada's gone.
I wonder what happened though, but that was really bad. That's really bad. Austin, are you still there? I think we lost everybody. Hello?
Camera. Calendar. Calculator. Assistant. Chrome. Clock. Contacts. Files Go. Maps Go. Google Go. Gmail. Gallery. Messages. Music. Phone. Play Store. Back. YouTube. Video. Sound recorder. Settings. Action. Messages. Music. Phone. Play Store. YouTube. Video. Sound record. Settings.
That's it for the...
Sound recorder. Video.
Hey Marco, are you there?
Actions. Short. Google Go. Contacts.
Hello?
Clock. Actions. Shortcuts. Add to home screen. Double tap to activate. Double tap and hold to... Home screen 1 of 1. 12:03 p.m. Battery 96%.
Wow.
Accessibility volume set to 65%. Apps list button. Folder, Google. Google, edit box. Maps Go. YouTube. Act, Google Go. Assistant. Actions, shortcuts, remove. Home screen 1 of 1.
Hello? Anybody there? Anybody there?
Notification shade.
Hello?
Launcher 3. Power off, restart, power off. Shutting down.
I don't know. Uh, I think we are gone. Hello. Hello. Guys, are you still there? Well, I'll be. Hello. I don't know what happened, but looks like we're dead. I can hear somebody's screen reader on the phone. Wow. I wonder what's going on. Well, Nimmer, I hear the birds. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Nimmer, I hear your voice app. Hello. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
The mic is off.
Oh, my mic is not off.
Oh, now you brought me back in. I'm not sure what
Okay,
happened
okay,
there.
okay. Now I came back in.
Anyway, I don't know what happened, but
We're back.
Let's continue the unboxing.
We have Vietnamese spy and Chinese spy. Very good.
that was it. That was the unboxing. A stock Android, just like you have on a Pixel device, so, and for a lousy device, it's fairly responsive. But no, it didn't explode, Austin, so that was good.
I thought it was going to explode.
No, it wouldn't explode. It's a damn good plastic device.
I think we have aliens in the room. We have aliens in the room.
I hear the birds again.
No, we have aliens in the room.
We have a what?
Alien.
Oh.
So that is making us up.
It's Halloween. You never know. It's the Monster Mash.
Oh boy, next weekend it'll be Halloween, right?
The Monster
Yeah, next
Mash.
week is Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't really celebrate that here. Is that the end of October?
Yep, 31st.
Yeah. Very good.
You don't celebrate Halloween in Australia?
No, I think that's more like an American thing, isn't it?
What's wrong with you Aussies? Come on.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they don't celebrate Halloween in India either.
No, they don't celebrate. We don't celebrate.
No.
It's a monster mash.
We don't even have Thanksgiving. You guys go on about Thanksgiving in November. We never have. We don't have that here.
Oh, it's bigger than anything here, you know. You got like almost 4 days of days off.
Let's see. There's a digital clock. I'm using object recognition. There's a
I
tarantula.
like the other day when it told you that you kept coming up to volcanoes. That was good.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
there's a-
that's not
there
good.
is a tarantula.
Ah, that's good for Halloween.
There's a wing.
There's a car horn.
It's a monster mash.
Car mirror.
Hey, where's the limousine?
Are you walking outside, Nimmer?
No, I'm walking inside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Where's-
walking around my house over and over inside.
I think the volcano was Nima's cheap teapot.
It's a
Hey,
mash.
Lima, where's all those nice limousines that you've got there?
Yeah, there is a pool table.
Oh, very good.
Oh my. Love it, man.
So if you're still listening on YouTube, I'm doing a live demo of the voice before I go back and drink, since I have to take my dog out.
Yeah, hurry
If
up.
I don't do that now, then I'm going to forget to do it later, because I'm
Very
going to have a
good.
lot of drinks tonight.
I'm already up to the third one.
Well, I have some catching up to do.
Oh
Yeah,
my
chop,
God.
chop.
I
Don't do
think
the
I'm
1 hour
gonna
walk
go
today.
Look for some tea.
The way this afternoon went, though, I think I'm going to do a lot of catching up. Don't you worry.
Boys, be nice.
Go and get some
Warren, I think
food.
since you had such a bad day, you need to get some drinks, too. Where's your alcohol?
I'm gonna go get some tea.
No. Fuck the
Hey.
tea. Get some beer.
Hey. Oh.
Get some
You
vodka.
should
Get some, I don't know.
rum. You should get some rum.
Hey, but,
There's a
Yeah, rum.
hey, Nimmer and Austin, did you guys listen to
There's
that
a cow.
song I posted on the Telegram site?
No, I didn't listen to that song.
Oh my
Bum,
God,
bum,
Yeah,
bum,
that-
bum, bum.
that song
that song is-
reminds me too much of Nimmer's mouth. I'm like, only Nimmer can say
Bum, bum,
stuff
bum,
like
bum,
that.
bum, 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 bum.
No, I'm not kidding. You got to listen to that song. Maybe
Which song?
Nimmer can play it on YouTube.
What are you
Then we'll
talking
get
about?
banned from YouTube, won't we?
Oh, why?
Because it's copyright.
Why? Because it's copyright.
The thing is on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't mean we're supposed to be playing it.
Just about every song in the world's on YouTube. Doesn't mean you can play the fucking thing.
Well, then why the hell is it there? It's there for people to listen, no?
For you to listen on YouTube publicly, not for me to replay it back to you.
Okay.
Why do you think the broadcast got cut on Thursday whenever we were doing that bloody, what was that thing that you were doing, the voice? Because we kept playing Michael Jackson and all sorts of stuff, and then all of a sudden it got banned.
Oh, okay, well. What a shame.
Yeah, if you're playing a intro out, like it's important with our show as well, the intro and outro can't be longer than 30 seconds, or music can't be longer than 30 seconds. Otherwise, you got to pay a fucking royalty fee.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. Well, you can listen to it on your own when we're not on here.
Oh, there's a tree. Good.
A tree
What
in your
about a
house?
kangaroo?
Yeah, kangaroo.
Very good.
I'm going to go find me something to drink. I'm going to
Okay,
find me
been
some
talking
tea.
about going to find it for an hour. Go find it. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
All right, I'll be back, guys.
Okay, then you come.
Then you're not kiss, kiss. Yeah, you take that dog to do pee-pee.
Yeah, well, I'm taking the dog to go for a walk and pee-pee now because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. You might be finding more of them a tree if you do it later.
I just might. So anyway, I'm using the voice, and I have a lot of the options turned on. The object detection I actually usually have off.
Yeah, I'd turn that off.
But the reason I have it on is so you guys can hear how worthless it is. And the voice is actually probably one of the better ones. They're all bad.
Yeah.
So there are trees on my right.
Now, Austin,
can
I think
kinda
you've
hear
dropped out again, mate, so you're probably backstage and I can't let you in, unfortunately.
Fuck, I can't re-add them.
No,
Sorry,
I think
Austin.
he's dropped out, so you're just going to have to wait, my friend.
Yeah, you'll have to wait. It'll be about half an hour. I mean, you can stay on and listen, but it'll be about half an hour before I can add you back in. Sorry,
'Cause
buddy.
we've got Vietnamese, Chinese, Warren, and Nima phone, so that's it. Yeah, no, you're gone.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Anybody who drops out will have to wait half an hour.
Bad luck! Oh, God. What a day.
So you can hear when the sidewalk slants, you can hear it kind of goes down and go back up again. You can sort of hear that noise. Kind of increases in pitch. There's the volcano.
Very good.
You can kind of hear the leaves.
Yeah,
Sort of a
sadly,
soft clicking noise.
the object detection's never going to be that great, unfortunately.
Nope.
It's pretty useless.
And now you're going to be able to hear the crosswalk lines.
Oh. Now, of course, for anyone that's listening and wondering, the Nima has it on his phone at the moment. He hasn't obviously got any headset or, bone conduction on. It's just purely coming out of his stereo speakers so you can hear it.
Yep. And you're not going to hear it in stereo because StreamYard doesn't have the option for stereo on mobile.
You can't, unfortunately.
But
you can at least get an idea. You can hear those lower noises, pitch noise that you heard before. The drrr, brrr was Nima crossing across some road there or something, it sounded like.
Yep. There's a driveway. You can kind of hear
So as I said in the podcast, you just kind of have to use it. Like, the best thing to do is to go for a walk, a few walks in like a couple of days or something, but walks that you know of what is around you, and then just try and get used to all the sounds. And then once you go on a walk that you don't know what's around you, then you'll actually be able to identify what's what a lot easier.
Yep. Now, when it's light, you get a lot better view. So.
Well,
not right at the moment, so.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm looking directly at, a bunch of plant stuff at the moment. This is what they sound like. You can kind of sort of hear them. They kind of almost sound crunchy almost. I don't know.
Yeah, you can kind of hear that. Brr, brr. So there's obviously a heap of bits and pieces there that it's picking up.
Yeah. Those high screeches are the metal from the cars, kind of bright colored.
Mm.
There are quite a few cars parked along the side of the road, and they call them limousines. Past another driveway. There's a limousine. More plants.
So you can hear that sort of noise. That's like the higher pitched one, not the lower pitched one. The high pitched one's like the plants and stuff.
Yeah.
The lower pitched one is more likely to be like a driveway or a crosswalk or something like that.
Yep.
So you start to get to know what the different pitches mean.
So like right now, I'm looking directly at the ground. So if I look
You
at
can hear it's
directly
quite
at
a
the
low
ground,
pitched
you can sort of hear low pitch.
noise.
Yep, and you can hear you can also hear where the edges of the sidewalk would be too. But of course, when you're walking, you don't look straight down. You're gonna look in front of you. So. Carmere, hello, Carmere.
Right, Nemo, I'll be back. It's P time for me.
Oh, good. But if you disconnect, I can't re-add you.
No,
Hopefully Warren didn't disconnect. I can't re-add him either. I guess Marco doesn't want to do a P time live. Oh, we've got a volcano. Hello, volcano. Got a spotlight. And we've got a volcano and a spotlight. Very good, very good. On my right, I've got some grass, like a grass hill. So you kind of hear it go, kind of hear that go up. We've got a greenhouse. We've got a car mirror. Very good, very good. If you're in here, I'm sorry I can't re-add you until I get back, which should be about 20 minutes. So I'm very sorry. So you got dropped out. So roughly 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Car mirror. Can see a lot of leaves. And branches. Kind of go kind of overhanging branches. We've got a driveway. You kind of hear the sloping nature of it.
Okay.
Welcome back, Warren. Hello.
Hey, I got me a drink, man. I got a mixture of apple and orange juice. It's really nice. Good. It tastes really good. Man, it's heavenly, refreshing.
Good.
Marco, is he still here or is he gone?
Time.
Oh,
he's in here.
Are you outside, Nimmer?
No, I'm walking around in my house.
Oh, okay.
You just hear all the cars because they're in my house. You know, all the cars are in my house and I'm in my house.
Well, I'll be.
Yes, I'm outside.
Yeah. That thing is so good.
Oh, we've got a zucchini. Very good. Yeah, unfortunately, Austin dropped out, but I can't re-add him until I get back.
Is he dropped out? I thought I
Yeah.
saw him out there.
No, he dropped out, but I can't re-add him until
He's
I
not
get
the
back.
Chinese. Who's Chinese spy? Is that Marco?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chinese spy. Oh my. And here, Austin was looking forward to it.
Well, I think he might have heard it. I don't know, but I mean, he can hear us. Well, if he's in here, he's backstage. He can hear us, but I can't hear him. We can't hear him until I re-add him.
Yeah. When I walked in the door, what I heard was those birds. Yeah, I could hear it right at the door. From my headset.
Oh, good.
I'm like, oh gosh, I hear Nemo's birds, man.
So there's a fence. You can hear that.
Wow.
What the fence sounds like, and it's got metal rails, so you can actually hear them.
Maybe I should have Peter come on. One of these days. Yeah.
Of course.
I'm gonna invite him to come on.
The vertical metallic slits, and that's what you kind of hear there. It goes tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, cause
and if we keep walking, you'll hear exactly where they end. Like, exactly here where they come to an end. So now we've got a chain link fence. So it says it's spider web. But you can kind of hear them too. It's kind of like a chain link fence. Wired.
Interesting.
Oh, it's raining.
It's raining, huh?
I'm just trying to watch something. Trying to watch some cricket, but it's raining there. It's raining in. I'm not sure where they're playing this game. It's two Melbourne teams, but they're. I think they're playing elsewhere because of COVID restrictions here.
Well, we just heard of metal gate with slats. There's a digital clock. Warren asked me if I was outside again, and I told him no, I was inside, and those cars he was hearing are actually in my house. Here's the limousine.
It's 34 degrees in my village.
34 Fahrenheit, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, God, you can have that. Yeah. Thankfully, we hardly ever get to 34 here. God.
There's a hammerhead, whatever that is.
What's the weather?
A shark? Wow, there's a shark.
You found
a shark?
Yeah, a hammerhead.
Well,
very good.
If it's a hammerhead, I'll eat that with you, bro.
You can sort of hear the sloping intersection.
Yeah. Maybe send me the file when you get home, mate, and then I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today, though.
Oh, I can't until we end the stream.
Oh, once we've done the thing, but yeah, just any time in the next 24 hours, but I'll get it done tomorrow morning or something.
Good.
My time, as in my time, so it'll be like, I don't know, what time's that about? Afternoon for you.
Good, good. Hello, limousine.
So, Marco, I got a mixture of apple juice and orange juice, and with a few ice cubes in there, made it taste really good.
So I'm looking at a house.
I like apple juice.
So this is what a house sounds like. Let's see.
I like apple juice with orange juice. Oh, that sounds like a big well.
That's a house, not a big whale.
Yeah, so it's like it's a big object. You can,
Yeah, it's a big object.
yeah.
And you can see the door and the windows as you pass by them. You easily distinguish those. Glass actually sounds glass. One of the coolest sounds, I think, is if you pointed at a toilet.
You hear some gargling sound in there.
Have you ever pointed the voice at a toilet, Marco?
No, I haven't. No.
You may hear
Makes
some
a really good
gurgling.
sound.
Oh, is that your dog?
Of course not.
That's a big dog.
Yeah, it just has a big bark. It's not a very big dog.
And not like your pooch.
Probably wants to play.
Yeah. I wonder what that object was, like a deep throated sound.
That was a train.
That's
Oh?
Hey, where's my shark? Still hasn't managed to find a kangaroo yet, though.
No. I think that
Not
may have
good.
been Lookout.
That might have been looked at, yeah.
Look, I found a kangaroo there. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I found a kangaroo.
Wow.
Yeah, those object recognitions out of all of these apps, they're all useless, unfortunately.
See, there's a bunch of shrubbery next to me, and it says the greenhouse. So, I don't know.
Is that where you grow the special stuff, huh?
Yeah, very good.
Very good, yeah. What's going on here? Bloody hell. Oh, they've just left the stream live, so all you can hear on this stream on this app that I'm using, which you can only get in Australia, is rain falling. How bizarre.
Oh, very good, very good.
That's very weird.
Wow.
I think what they've done is the commentators have gone away, but they've just left the stream open and you can hear the effects mic, and all you can hear is rain falling.
That's funny.
That's really strange.
Guess what we've got?
Uh-oh. A sprinkler!
Lots of them, yes.
Very good. You not have bath this morning, you have bath now. Very good.
Yes, very good.
Whether you want to or not. Oh, God. I'm guessing Austin's oh, he's probably waiting.
If he's waiting, I can re-add him in about 5 minutes. Park bench, very good, very good.
Okay. Yeah, let's shoot them. Very good. Turn do not disturb off.
Not disturb
Hello. How's it going? Good. You guys have a good day.
Okay, Austin's put in the Annotat group about 20 minutes ago that he keeps dropping out, but he's waiting up backstage. So I'm not sure if he's still waiting, but if you're there, Nimmer will add you soon.
Yeah, but Nimmer can get him in now.
I'll add him in about 5 minutes, or a little bit less. I'm almost home.
What's going on with Telegram lately? Come on.
I just want to say that it's winter officially in Ireland, back, and that's shit. And we've been in like the highest level of like lockdown for like a while, and it's just like rubbish. So just wanted to put that out there, and like brighten up all of your days and stuff, or evenings or whatever it is, mornings or whatever. But it's 1 a.m. now because our clocks have just gone back. It was going to be 2 a.m. and then
Hello.
that's went back. So it's no, so that's fun.
Got you too.
Yeah, you guys in the UK went back an hour. Yeah, I know that this weekend. So you guys are back to winter time. Lucky you. Yeah, I think you guys next week go back an hour. So I'll the Annotat for me will start at 3 p.m. now. Because you guys are going back an hour on Saturday night. Oh, actually, no, it'll be Saturday night. Sorry, so no. Yeah, so it'll be still
morning.
2 next week. Yeah. Then the week after will be 3. Okay.
There's another hammerhead. Very good.
Catch it for me, bro. Throw that baby in the oven. Hammerhead tastes good.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
You know, I ate some salmon tonight. Smoked salmon tonight. It was really good.
Yeah. I like smoked
So
salmon.
hammerhead.
We have it here in Australia. I don't know if you guys have it. Well, it's an Australian fish, but it's called barramundi.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you have barramundi. That's
never
really
heard of
nice.
it.
Barramundi's
that,
excellent.
Oh.
Yeah. Very
It is
good.
good.
And I like salmon too, but barramundi. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, I'll try to find
I'm
that
not
in the
as
store.
big into salmon as I am into other fish. I think salmon's fine.
Salmon's okay. I would. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So I like barramundi, and I like fish that you can put on. You can grill up, or you can do whatever. Like fish like that,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
I agree.
But that's nice.
Yeah,
I've got a friend of mine who's a
salmon.
fisherman,
I
and
like
if he
I
catches
more
like some nice
saltwater
stuff,
fish. I don't know.
yeah, saltwater fish, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Salmon's
Not the
kind of
freshwater lake shit.
funny fish. It goes
I
from
mean-
the
Or the
sea to-
swamp shit. Here we got
I
swamp
mean, I
shit
love,
too, like
and I know a lot of
tilapia,
people. Some people are a bit funny about it, but I love prawns, and I love like scallops
Yeah.
and
Hell
things
yeah.
like that.
I like this too.
Ship that in.
See, I don't like stuff like that.
Oh,
I do.
Yum. Yeah.
All that prawns and all that, shrimp and
Good
all
shit.
See, at Christmas we have we like for Christmas we do like a lot of fish. We do like prawns, scallops, barramundi. Yum yum.
Good shit. Yum yum.
All sorts of stuff. Octopus. We get into the octopus at Christmas time.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Oh, no. You don't want those tentacles, do you?
Oh no, you don't eat the tentacles, but
The octopus,
the
I can
meat
see in my
inside
eye,
though.
a bunch
You
of
have to get the good
tentacles.
part of the octopus, but once you rip it open, you get into the good meat inside. With a bit of sauce and some good well, not mayonnaise, but it's like a mayonnaise type sauce. Yum.
My apartment
Very
is
good.
now leasing.
Oh, very good.
So now these are what the mailboxes sound like. I'm right in front of a bunch of mailboxes.
Your dog no do number 2. No good.
Oh, maybe I'll have to get a match and shove it up her butt.
Poor dog. Yeah, so I've got this voice stream scanner, but I must have got it for free because I got in on the beta.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, so I don't think I actually ended up paying for that. Yeah, that wasn't.
No,
that was free. That was definitely free when I got it.
The first beta was, we had to pay for it, even the voice dream reader.
No, I never had to pay for the scanner. The reader's different. The scanner, I'm talking
I never
about.
paid for the scanner either. When it was
I never
very,
paid
when
for
it
the
was
scanner.
in the very initial beginning, it was
Because initially it came to
was
Android
$9.99.
after iPhone. It was already on the iPhone, but then they released it as a beta on the
Yeah,
on the Android, and it was
you
free.
had to pay for the beta, but my
Yeah, I
first,
did.
the initial one was a.
The initial one was free, and that's the one that I got in on. Because I was waiting for that app to come out onto Android. I used to use it all the time on iPhone.
So this is the doorway. You can kind of hear two sides of it, and then kind of something in the middle, like a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
so
the
I'll
doorway.
get out of there. Get out of that one. Oh, by the way, Alicia has just emailed me the Blind Tech Guy's new logo, so I'll put that up on our website and stuff.
Good.
I think it's essentially the same as the old logo, except that it's obviously got the new name on it. I think the
There
logo
you
is
go.
the same
Yeah,
though.
there you go.
Oh, Jimmy brings. You want to bring me alcohol? Very good. I don't need alcohol though.
Oh,
But
boy.
very good. Oh, all
That's
these
good.
people on this other list are going on about money readers. God almighty, who cares?
I don't know why they have all that bunch of moolah they want to read.
Yeah,
You know,
craziness.
it takes me a long time to have $1 in my pocket. I just don't have, physical cash.
But money readers are all the same. I mean, just pick one that works and, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, my Dropbox has stopped syncing. Yes, I know. Very good.
Really interesting.
Hmm.
Well, you're playing that music in the background. You'll be in trouble. I think that's from Nimmer. You're playing Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh, fuck. Matt Clayton.
Austin sent a message.
Yeah.
Let me see what he's saying. Hey, by the way, Marco, how did that Telegram scripts work for you?
I haven't actually used it, I don't think.
Yeah, mine.
But when I played around with it last week when I installed it, it seemed to be
Yeah.
working okay, I think,
my
from memory.
yeah, mine is just Windows Defender wouldn't let me. It kept blocking.
Oh, I don't use Windows. I've got rid of that. I hate Windows Defender. Jesus. No,
Austin says, "Are you home?"
Yeah, he's just sorting himself out, Austin. He'll sort you out in a minute.
We're waiting for to add you on.
Sha la 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 la.
Hello, Shalala Pooch.
All right, I think Austin is
Sha-la-la-la.
waiting for you.
Austin can suck my nuts.
There
Austin,
it is. I can hear.
suck my nuts. That's the funny part. Every time I added Austin today, as soon as I add him, Warren comes, "Oh, you need to add Austin." I'd already added him when you said that, Warren.
I didn't know.
How do you not know? You can't hear him go.
That is the windstorm.
Oh, there you go, my man.
We're supposed to have a windstorm tomorrow. Hi, dog. Hi, doggy.
I'm waiting for the cricket to start, Austin, but it's raining.
How are you, doggy? How are you? How are you? How
Our
are you?
cricket is going to start today night.
Oh, you're
No, I'm watching the cricket here in Australia, but it's raining.
Oh, you're
No
a good,
good.
dog.
No
oh,
good.
you're a good dog. You're a good dog. So my Chromebook is at 60%.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's got a pretty good battery. After all that streaming,
What is a
and
Chromebook? It's no good.
after all that streaming and installing of Android and all
Chromebook is
that,
not good.
and it charged the Pixel all the way to 90-something%.
Chromebook.
I think you should put the
That's not
Chromebook
bad
under
at
your
all.
bed and leave it there for a few years and then bring it back out.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll buy a new one and I'll just keep it in the box. Fuck's sake. Come on, Warren. I can't believe it.
Well, I just wasn't particular about it. You know, I.
Then why the fuck
Look,
did you buy it?
I think
I've never bought
I
something
might
and
buy.
just kept it behind my
I
bed.
think I might buy a new
no,
Note
no,
20
no,
and just keep it under my bed for 4 years.
Here,
And then
no,
bring
no,
it
no,
out.
no. That thing was from late 2018. Here's what happened, though. I got that thing, then I was.
Does that make it better because it was 2 years ago?
I was
Okay.
planning on a trip, and my trip just kind of took my attention, and so I traveled. I came back, totally forgot that I had the thing under my bed.
You know, if I get a new thing, whether I
Then I-
want it or not, I unbox that baby straight away and go, oh, yeah, that's very good, or no,
then I
that's
found
very
it
bad.
like a month or so ago. I'm like, damn, this thing is here.
Okay, but
Oh
if I
my
get something
gosh.
new, then at least I know I bought it. And I'm going to at least try it, pull it out of its box. I don't know.
You know, I have a little, one of those inkless printers, photo printers.
We could have you got any other thing that you've, like, not unboxed?
Yeah,
I think we could do this as a
there's a
weekly
printer.
thing on the podcast. Every week you just unbox something that you haven't.
Good Lord.
Oh,
reckon that'll
dear
go for a few weeks.
Marco. This little thing under here, I believe.
Well, it's cold out my windows. Oh, sorry, Tabitha. It's cold out your windows. No good. No bueno.
It looks like I'll have to get the vacuum cleaner now.
Oh, very good.
Austin. You
We
want
could. I
you
think
want
from
clean
now
my
on until
house.
Christmas, we could have the subtitle to the podcast will be the finally unboxed.
Oh my!
We could at least run that for 4 weeks. That'll be all right.
I don't know.
Oh, Tabitha and Harshit are having a nice chat in the chat. That's very good.
Oh, very good. I'm very loving. It always starts in very unusual places. Very good.
They should come live.
Yeah.
Nimmer
shit,
will
I
have a lot
speak-
to read over.
I speak.
Yeah, I will have a lot
I
to read
speak
over.
Indian. Shit, come here. Hurry up. Come on.
Come live. Hurry up.
You want to come
Hurry
on?
up.
You could come on, and if we're too many, I'll drop out, and so you could party.
Hashit. My name is Hashit. So hurry up.
Tabitha, hey, Nimmer, is it a baby shark? Well, I don't know. A hammerhead. It's not a baby, is it?
Oh, put that thing in the oven.
Pixels are solid. Well, I was using a Galaxy phone to do my
I
StreamYard.
hope that pixels are solid because I'd be a bit worried if they weren't.
Come on.
Instead of buying a hard shell, you could buy a soft shell. That'd be good.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
good.
Want the LG Velvet? Why the LG Velvet?
Why the LG Velvet?
Because it's velvety. I don't know.
No good.
No good?
Wow, they've been chatting a long time.
Well, we
I
can't
got
see it
my
because you're the only one that can see it there, unfortunately.
I got my OnePlus Nord replaced.
You guys used to be able to see the chat. How do you guys not see the chat anymore?
I think we still do, Marco. No?
Where?
In the public, public, whatever.
Mine's... Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay.
Comments.
It's cold out my window. Well, it's probably cold out my window too, but it's warm in here. Very good. Okay, Google. What's the temperature in Fahrenheit?
The temperature in Glen Huntly right now is 56 degrees.
Oh, 56. Very good.
Wow.
It's quite cool here today. Coolish, I'd say. Oh, but I can't put a comment there. Not good. Oh, well.
No.
Bad luck.
Oh, you guys can't comment?
No.
No, well, that's
I broke
fine.
the OnePlus Nord in 2 pieces.
Really?
Yeah, what
But
happened
they
to your OnePlus? What happened to your OnePlus Nord?
It broke in 2 pieces.
It
Ay,
broke.
ay, ay.
Why?
Buy a shark. Okay,
It was-
Harshit,
it was in my-
do they sell sharks on Amazon?
Dude, you never know. Amazon sells everything.
It
Why
was
did
in the
your
pocket
OnePlus
and
Nord
It
break?
was in the pocket. It was in the pocket and it broke.
Oh,
It
wow.
broke. It broke. I'd see.
Hey,
This is
Cap,
why I don't want a
why
OnePlus
don't you come
phone.
on?
Because
then
it's
they
after 1
replaced-
her time at night. I don't know. Almost 2 in the
I
morning.
don't know. Yeah, that's
It'll be
right.
pretty late over there. It'll be nearly 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, but
probably.
if she's still on and
So,
chatting,
you
might
know,
as well come on. Hashid, come
Austin,
on, bro.
I mean, Austin, how does a phone just break in 2 pieces in your pocket? I want to know.
Because it is made of plastic.
But
side
plastic
door-
is
no,
pretty sturdy.
No,
I
it
don't
could
know.
not
How
just
does...
be. Come
I
on,
don't know
bro.
what happened to it.
Well, it is a OnePlus phone. I don't know. It's Chinese.
You must
never-
have like a hard. Have you got like a hard leg, man?
Yeah, he's got a hard. It's very hard.
A very hard leg.
Maybe his penis
But-
was rubbing up
But
against
then
it
they-
or something.
then
You
they
never know.
replaced it. Then they replaced it.
They
What, did you
replaced
have it in
for
your
you?
back
That's good.
pocket?
Oh, they replaced it? That's good. They
Oh, you
replaced
had it in your back pocket. That's probably why it's split in half.
Why do idiots put their phones in their back
Why do you have
pockets?
it in your back pocket?
I've never understood why people
Because
put their
there's
phones.
no
Why?
front pocket.
And then people always complain about their iPhones break, or especially
I have
not
never,
these days,
ever
but the
put
old
a phone
ones.
in my
I've
back
never
pocket.
ever
It's
put
not
mine
even
in my back pocket.
I never put my phone in the
My
back
ass isn't
pocket
comfortable
because
if I put it in my back pocket.
I don't
You'd
want
be
to
amazed though
mistakenly
how
sit
many
on.
people put their phones in their back pocket, and
Yes,
then when
but
they're
my
overseas,
ass isn't
like in
comfortable.
no, I agree, but when they're in Europe or whatever, where there's a lot of pilfering going on from people's pockets.
I wouldn't put
They
my
end
phone
up
in my
losing
back
their
pocket.
phone.
That's stupid.
But I wouldn't do it more out of comfort than anything else. It's just not
Exactly.
my
I
ass
mean,
would
why
be
would you
comfortable.
put your phone in your back pocket, then go to sit down, have to take it out of your back
Yeah.
pocket? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
Someone can pull it off your pocket, most especially.
I don't
they're so
even put
cold.
my wallet in my back pocket, let alone a
Me
fucking
neither.
phone.
Oh, I hear Papa Top.
Of course.
I never ever put anything in the back pocket, whether it be a
No.
wallet, a phone, a
No,
whatever.
I don't either.
No.
Well, no. If you're in New York, it's a really bad idea.
Well, that's what I was saying, trying to hint at if you're like in Europe or places in Europe. But I mean, if you put something in your back pocket, it's not going to be there for very long.
Then I got a free replacement. The new one does not.
Well, I wouldn't be putting it in your back pocket, otherwise you might keep having to get it replaced.
I'll never put it in the back pocket now.
Jeez.
Next time, don't put it.
So how did they replace it? Did you just I smashed it? Can you give me a new one? How does that work?
I told them it broke.
Yeah, but they don't break themselves. How does that
And then they
conversation
replace
go? Hey, it broke. Give me a new one.
Yeah. It broke in the pocket. Give me, can I get it replaced?
I tell you what, that doesn't work like that in this country.
I was going to say, if I did that over here, I'd be told to pay for a new one.
You have to. I mean, unless you pay for the insurance, and then they send you a refurbished one.
I had an insurance, but they sent me a new one.
Okay. Well, that must mean that there's not very many people buying them because they still have a bunch of new ones.
That's concerning. Oh, look, I can cheers myself because I have empty bottles. Very good.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, I'm smoking cigarettes, so I cannot cheers
Oh,
myself.
no good.
And I've also got cans instead of bottles.
Who sells goats? Tabitha, you're saying something about people selling goats.
What? Selling a goat?
We have a lot of spies in this room. Indian, Vietnamese, Chinese. Very good. So many spies today. And the only one that's not a spy is Warren.
I'm gonna change.
Everyone's a spy in here. Very good.
He's gonna change. Okay.
I'll change to.
Okay. Have fun changing. I don't
I'll
want to
put
know.
your
I don't want to
clothes
see
back
that
on.
image.
I'll change to a Ruski spy or something.
Ski spy.
First, you have to spell it.
Why? I've always wondered this about the StreamYard. Why does it at the top, underneath the names, it says mic is muted when the mic isn't
it
muted?
does that.
I've always wondered what the hell that's all about.
I don't know. It's a bug, probably.
That's weird. I don't want to turn on the camera. No good.
I think my camera might be on, which means I'm smoking live on YouTube. Very good. Very good.
Turn it off then, Nimmer.
Very good.
Well, we got to have an image. I don't know.
Nah, turn it, leave it on. Go, very good.
Yeah, very good. No.
You might get more subscribers. They might think it's the smoking channel or something.
It is the smoke channel.
I love the V60, although I brought it back to the carrier, Harshad. I brought it back because I had just bought the Note 20, and I only got it for the unboxing, but I actually regret getting the Note 20 because I think the V60 is a nicer device.
That's the LG.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's certainly got a damn good battery. The battery's
excellent
excellent.
battery. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent
That
audio,
is
too.
Very, very good. LGs are always good for audio, but the battery in particular is very
Feels
good.
nice in the hand.
I'll tell you, if you don't care about updates and shit like that, that device would last you for a while, and it'd be a damn good device. Yeah.
And they update enough. I mean, I think it's not great, but they do. I mean, you're gonna get updates better than Motorola or.
Well,
fuck it.
anything's better than Motorola.
Oh yeah.
But the only one that doesn't update as often as Motorola is probably Nokia.
Yep, Nokia too. Yep.
They're terrible.
They were supposed to be better because they ran Android 1 and all that, and I guess they just fucked that off.
Well, did you look at their roadmap for their phones?
Well, since Nokia released their 9010s,
Look,
which is just
I
before
see the
they released
roadmaps,
the
but
Android
they don't
ones.
always follow their roadmaps, or if they do, they're years behind.
No, the thing about Nokia was that the last good phone they released was their phone before they went Android, which is a 9010. As soon as they went Android, they went completely caca. And Nokia's just been shit
Warren, I'm
forever.
telling you, they don't update.
They don't
they
update. They're crap.
you know, they have a roadmap. They say they're going to update, and then
Yeah. And they
they're
don't.
just very slow. I mean, you might see
Well,
an update next
My
year.
kids' phones got the update. You know, and it's a low Nokia.
You'll be
too.
lucky
They got
if you
the
got
update
3.
to what? Your kids got
to
the update
what?
to what?
To Android 10.
Yeah, but when did they get it?
Now we're at Android 11.
This
We're
year.
on, yeah, but
This
we're on
year,
Android 11
10
now.
came out last year.
No, I know what I'm saying. That thing
don't know what
came
you're
up
saying.
with whatever, and it got up to Android 10 now.
I know they get
the,
updated. I'm telling you, they get updated very slowly. I'm not telling you they don't
You're
get
lucky
updated
if you
at
get
all.
it. You usually find that it's updated about 6 to 8 months later, which is ridiculous.
That's
The
not
thing's been
bad,
out for-
though. You know, when you
Not
compare
bad.
it to
No, I think
others.
it's very bad.
Right.
Uh,
Well,
You reckon that's
my
not
LG
bad?
got updated sooner. My,
God, I get
LG
at least the
Samsung
Samsung gets
got
updated
updated
in
sooner.
November, December.
my
Bloody-
OnePlus got updated sooner. I can't think of a single phone that's worse. What do you mean not bad?
Yeah, OnePlus is very
Maybe
good at
Motorola.
OnePlus at least updates by December. Fucking Samsung devices update by November, December. God, if I had to wait until March, April, I would just. That's silliness. Plus, their well, they don't. You can't call it a monthly security update because it comes out maybe 4 times a year.
which
Well,
one?
monthly. The Nokias.
They don't get monthly security updates.
They don't get monthly security updates. They're lucky if you
No.
get them quarterly. If that.
The sound of silence. Yeah, very good.
I think Nokia devices are kind of overpriced. I don't know. They like to make their things so expensive. I don't know why, but
No, as I said, I think Nokia went wrong as soon as they became an Android device. That's when they started going wrong. They've just been terrible for.
well, what did you
Yes.
want them to
Forever.
do? Stay Windows or what?
No, I
It was
wanted them
close
to
off.
actually update on a regular occurrence, and I wanted them to be up to date quicker and to actually work. That would be useful. They're just rubbish. I
but
mean,
hundreds of companies there don't update.
There aren't even hundreds of. What do you mean
hundreds of companies on Android.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You guys just want to bang on, give Nokia a bad time. That's all.
No, I just think that they
No,
don't update. I think their devices
They
are
don't
okay.
update. You go and tell me the last time the Nokia device updated.
I just told you.
Yeah,
When?
the device got Android 10. Very
It
good.
depends
got
on
Android
which one
10.
it is. It depends on which one it is. And the
Yeah,
same
no,
thing is
what I
true
want to
for
know is when
Samsung,
was
so
the
come
last
on,
time
man.
your that Nokia device got a security update?
I didn't check because it's,
Well,
it's
check.
not my phone. I don't care about it.
You don't care.
You know.
Oh, you're the one that's banging on about Android.
No, well,
About
I mean,
Nokia.
come on.
Oh,
I'm not
fucking
going to
God.
just beat up on them because whatever, but I'm just saying,
Oh, they're a good old boy. Fucking hell.
you know, frankly, they're the ones that, if we're talking about companies that updates their phones, Nokia's got to be one of those.
That updates or doesn't update.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was smoking and I wasn't looking at the chat, guys. The reason the Nokia or the reason the Note 20 Ultra isn't good isn't that it's not good. It's that I think the LG V60 is a bit better. The battery isn't as good in the Ultra, for example. There are trouble with the new Samsung devices, the S20s and the Note 20s, in terms of hanging on to signal, especially 5G. They don't do as good hanging on to a signal. The V60 does, it's just a little bit more stable in that way. The Ultra's not bad, but I think it has a good build. I like the S Pen. I like things about it. But,
Ultimately, the best thing about the V60 though is that battery. That battery's just unbelievable.
well, the battery,
You cannot find any
it's very
device that's got a
stable.
better battery.
It's fast. The haptics are great. It installs App Store, Play Store updates and apps faster than any. The thing, Samsung's really slow at installing Play Store updates.
Oh, it is. It's terrible.
And even Pixels don't have that issue. LG is very, very fast. That doesn't have that issue. But Samsung,
I mean, on a Samsung, if
For
you've got
whatever
30
reason.
apps to download and install, it'll literally take you 20 minutes. And I'm not kidding.
yeah, for
It's
whatever
ridiculous.
reason, they take a long time
Slow.
to install. I don't know why.
It's slow. Yeah.
And I've disabled all the security stuff just to see if
And
it helps,
unfortunately, you cannot turn off that stupid, and I don't know if you can do it with the other providers, but you can't turn off that stupid monitoring thing, you know, when it, that's why it's so slow, because it goes through its own, is this app okay procedure. I don't think you can turn that off fully.
Maybe it's trying to check to make sure it's legit.
Yeah, well, that's why I've got Sophos, but I don't need, if I wanted that thing off, I should be allowed to turn it off.
I don't know, but
Completely.
I do know that LG doesn't have that problem, and Pixels don't have that issue. You know, it's a nice phone. It's got pretty decent audio, sound. It's got pretty decent build. A very good build, actually. I like the build. But I think overall the V60 is just better. The one thing I wish the V60 had was a matte glass back. Because its back is glossy and smooth. I like the matte glass better. But other than that, the V60 gives you a headphone jack. The V60 gives you really good battery. It gives you great haptics, great vibrations.
Are they offering 3 years or just 2?
I think 2. I don't know. It's not very good.
2, that's disappointing.
LG?
Yeah.
You may be lucky.
No, they definitely do 2, for sure.
Yeah.
They don't do more than 2, I don't think,
That's
but they
a shame.
do 2 for sure.
But it takes forever.
Well, they take a while, but again, Nokia takes longer.
No,
so.
Nokia is better than LG.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
All
Trust
right.
me, they're not.
Okay.
Especially with their flagships. Now, LG with their budget devices, the caves don't get
Oh,
updates.
they're crap. Yeah.
But their budget stuff gets updated. I mean, the V50 that I had got updated at the same time the Note got updated this year, so. Or the the S10 that I had.
S10. Yeah.
Whatever
When
device
did
I had.
when did the
Well, my
V50
S10
come
got
out?
updated in December last year, so it was only 3
Hello?
months behind. It wasn't too bad.
Hello. When
What?
did the V50 come out?
The V50 came out last year.
Last year.
Okay. When did it get updated to Android 10?
Around January.
Oh, well, if it got it in January, that's not bad.
That's what I told you.
Well,
You
we've
go,
been
"No,
telling
it's
you
not
that for the
good."
last 10 minutes. Fuck, Jesus.
Warren, I think you're having a rough day, mate.
I don't know what's going on over there in Washington today, but
I think something is mixed in the orange juice.
Fucking hell.
I think Warren has mixed rum in the juice.
I don't know. It's like a. I mean,
he's
Warren,
looking
I've had
for-
all these devices, and I'm telling you, the Nokias used to be a lot better at updates, but they are not.
I've got a friend of mine who's got a well, I don't know exactly which Nokia it is. I think it's one that came out last year. And she didn't get her Android 10 until April this year, which is just pathetic.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I think what
That's
makes
terrible.
it worse is if LG took until April, I still think it's slow, but at least I can justify it by saying they have a skin on their device. Nokia is
Nokia is
Android 1.
essentially Android 1. Well, it is.
They're stock Android. Should
They
take them no
update straight
time.
away.
You know,
fact,
when
if
Samsung
that-
or LG or Huawei takes a long time to update, I don't like it. But at least I know that could be the case because they have a separate skin. But really, I think the problem is with Google. I think Google needs to figure out their updating thing, and they need to mandate all manufacturers update within 30 days, or maybe 90 if we want to be generous.
The thing that's
Of
kind
an-
of
of any
making me
Android
mad,
release.
though, why are people releasing phones this year or like say this month or whatever with the previous version of Android or even Android 9? Why do that when I just don't know, man. It's annoying.
Well, the whole updatability thing on Android's
The
annoying.
whole
I think
updatability has been
it's just
painful.
bad.
That's just annoying. Yeah.
On iOS, every single user gets the update immediately on day one. You don't update you don't wait for the carrier, you don't wait for a skin, you don't wait for anything. Just on day one,
Bang.
Apple releases it at 12 noon or whatever time. You go out and get it.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't update on day one because everybody else is slamming the server, so you're likely to get errors or slow downloads. But The point is,
Oh,
that
I
you
would
can't-
I never update initially anyway, just because I like to see if anyone else is going to have dramas with whatever it is, and then if there's
Yeah,
not
but
a huge amount of issue, then
But the point is that you definitely can.
yeah, that's right.
And also, iOS betas are year-round, so you're always, if you want, you can get betas all year. You're not waiting till March or
To be
April
honest,
or
all
whatever
these
to get it.
devices that update slow, and like the Samsungs definitely used to be bad. They've definitely improved, but they're probably one of the ones that have improved. The rest are still pretty. Well, some of the rest are still pretty bad. But I mean, these devices should really be. And I understand that Samsung's using a skin. At least now they're updating within 2 or 3 months, which is reasonable. But a device that's updating 6 to 10 months later is just a joke. Like that's the slackness of the actual device manufacturer.
And
That's just them being
unfortunately,
slack.
Samsung in the States is still really bad because, well, if you have an unlocked device, it's okay. But most users buy the
No, if
device
you're
straight
with a
from
carrier.
the carrier.
Yeah,
and those
that's terrible.
carriers don't get those updates. For example,
No.
the Note 20 Ultra on the AT&T build would get updates maybe a month later. So if you're going to
Yeah,
get
so
the
you guys
October
are-
update,
that's
you might get
crazy.
it in November.
Because I get my monthly updates literally, and this is why I've been going on about how good it is. I'm literally like about a week and a half after the beginning of the month, which is pretty decent.
Well, no, I've got S20 unlocked, S20 Plus, and that unlocked device
And you
gets
can
updates
It
day
gets
one.
updates pretty quick.
Essentially.
But sometimes Samsung even push their updates before Google. You know.
Yeah. Well, last month, I think it was last month for August, was one of the months I actually got it before friends of mine on Google. They actually were pretty quick.
Yeah. So
This month, I think I got it on around about the 10th or the 11th, which was still pretty reasonable.
but they don't do here in the States. It's up to the carriers, and the carriers push it out.
And I know
maybe
for a
month
fact
later.
that Samsung's going to be released. Well, I'm pretty sure they'll be releasing it before the end, well before the end of the year, because they're up to their final beta. So
Which means here in the U.S. you might get it in January or
you'll
February.
probably get it in January, but over here we'll probably get it in December, I'd imagine, probably early December, which is what happened last year.
But this is unfortunate
Well, that's not
because Apple does not allow carriers to control updates like that. There's no
Yeah,
reason.
well,
for it.
Google
It's
shouldn't
stupid.
allow that either. They should just
No.
do it themselves. I don't, and they've been talking about doing this for ages. I don't understand why they just don't do it. Be done with it.
Yeah.
I guess
should
Google,
control it.
Google doesn't want to chase away the manufacturers. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just,
but they keep losing market share here in the U.S. Apple by far has the largest market share for
of course.
phones.
Well, people get impatient. Like if you go to a manufacturer and they're updating, well, every single phone's updating on day one.
Yeah.
It's just too much mucking about. Like if you go and buy a,
In fact,
It's annoying.
anywhere in the world where you can buy an Apple phone and an Android phone, if we're talking about markets where people can actually afford to buy Apple phones, Apple's got the market share hands down. The reason Android has greater market share is that there's a lot of cheaper devices, and people in other countries that can't afford Apple phones buy Android phones, but in markets where they can, people almost never say, "Oh, I'm going to buy an Android phone." They buy Apple phones. Why? Because they just work. You're going to get updates. They just work.
Yeah, that's the Achilles heel for Google is the update. You know,
Well, it shouldn't. It
One
really
out of
should.
many, unfortunately, they got.
It
it's
really
not just
shouldn't be.
updates.
It really shouldn't be their Achilles. It shouldn't remain their Achilles heel, though. I mean, all Google needs to do is say, right, we are controlling the updates now. Sorry, carriers, you guys are taking too long. We will push the updates, and they can do that. If they wanted to do that, they could do it. They could just turn around and say, sorry, we're not relying on you guys anymore. We're going to push this through ourselves, and that's it. Be done
Especially
with
the
it.
security updates. If
And
other
the security
manufacturers
ones
want to add their
especially.
own skin, but especially
Yeah.
the security updates.
They should just be able to push that through themselves, and they can do it. I'm sure they can do it.
Well, they started to somewhat through the
Yeah.
Google Play Services
they're
updates.
trying
Yeah.
to hopefully.
Tabitha, Harshit asked you a question, but maybe you fell asleep.
Well,
Oh,
it's kind of late
Tabitha.
at her end.
Oh, Tabitha.
Maybe it's late at Harsh's end too.
Oh, no, she answered. Last time she was low vision was before smartphones.
Where's
know,
Harshit? He must be in America. I mean, in India. He's in
Yeah, I think
England.
so.
India.
No, he's. I think Harshit is in Florida or something.
You know, I actually hate smartphones and phones altogether. and I'm like being 100% serious in that. I know a lot of blind people in 2009 rushed out and bought the iPhone 3GS or
I
whatever it
didn't.
was, 3GS. And I was still on a flip phone. I said, no, I don't want to.
Man, I only bought my first iPhone in 2012. I think my first iPhone was an iPhone 5. That was when I turned to the smartphones.
But to me, like, I don't even like carrying around a. Like, when I go to Colorado, a lot of times I disappear because I fucking want nothing to do with phones. I just want to be out in nature. Like, I think phones make us way too available, and I don't like that.
Yeah, just leave
I
it
know
at
you
home.
can turn that stuff off, but still, you feel. I don't know. It's not.
I just turn aeroplane mode on and leave the phone at home.
Well,
That's what I
exactly
do.
it. I just leave it at home.
I just put the aeroplane. Well, if I take my phone with me, if I decide that I ever need to use it, just in case, I'll take it with me. But I'll actually, what I generally do is just turn aeroplane mode on so that nothing comes through.
See, I think it's made people
And then
stupid. Like, if you can't find a specific thing without a phone, then all of a sudden you're screwed. You're stuck.
Oh, people are too reliant. Well, you think about 10 years ago, God, especially blind people. So many
They are.
blind people now are reliant on GPS. God, I used to get around
I'm
perfectly
lost.
well
I don't know
without
how to get around.
GPS.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so many people now are relying on GPS. It's crazy. Like, how the hell did we get around before GPS? Well, I can tell you, I got around just as well.
We forgot how we got around. You know,
I had a friend of mine was out. Like, oh, my phone battery died, and I was so panicking, and I didn't know how to get home. And all this. Like, are you serious? Like, we didn't have phones even just 10 years ago. We didn't have that crap.
No, we didn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, we are very reliant. Well, I hardly ever use GPS apps when I'm out anyway. The only time I'd ever bother using a GPS app, maybe when we're driving to get to, I don't know, somewhere that we've never been.
Yeah, and this isn't even a blindness
that,
thing. It's a sighted people thing, too. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't even read a
Everyone
map. You
does.
can't even...
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Like, what's a map? What's that? Like reading street sign? Like reading
All of that
actual
started
signs?
happening
What's
about
that? What do you
15
mean?
years ago. When they started getting those tom-toms in, and people lost the art of being able to read maps from then on in.
Like, I ask people when I'm walking, hey,
Crazy.
where is this? And this place might be like 2 buildings
I
down.
don't know.
And all I want you to do is read the signs. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where it is. Like,
Yeah,
you fucking
I don't know.
stupid or what? Like,
Yeah, but it happens all the time. If I'm walking along and I'm like, oh, look, do you know where the, I don't know, the Chinese shop that I'm trying to
I don't
find is? And the place might be 3 doors up. Oh, I don't think I've been past it. I'm like,
podcast
fuck me,
topic,
it's up.
Tabitha says. Yeah, maybe this should be a good podcast topic. Yeah. Well, technically, the podcast is still going, so, you know.
I might have cut off on Facebook. I think they only allow a few hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
I
Well,
But yeah,
you know.
I do think we've definitely become, well, a lot of people have definitely become way too reliant on
But
GPS.
see, the thing is that a lot of the young people were not raised on, you know, physical maps and asking someone at the gas station where to find something. You know, they were raised on GPS, you know.
But even if you don't
but
ask
you
someone
even-
for finding something, you can just walk around or drive around till you find it. But people are too much in a hurry these days. Like, oh, no, if I can't find it in 5 minutes, then it's too bad.
Yeah, but you know, in those days, you know, if you don't know where to get to some place,
And God,
stop
I
at
still
the
do
gas
it today.
station
I
and
don't
ask,
even use.
and they'll tell you.
I don't
Those
even
guys
use
used to be
GPS when I'm walking along a new place. Like, what I'll do is the easiest way to find what you're looking for and then to remember it is to actually walk along, explore just about every shop you walk past, and then you're going to know what the fuck's there next time you go there. I mean, you're not going to get that on a GPS app. Yeah, you might be able to find the place, but you're not going to know what's around there. You won't know what all the other. There might be something else you're interested in.
because
Like,
you're
call me
walking along
strange.
there.
One of my favorite things to do is just go out, you know, a new city or traveling somewhere. My favorite thing to do is go out and get lost. Because to me, I'm never actually lost. I'm always with myself. And if I'm exploring, I'm out and about exploring. Then I never know what I'm going to run into. You know, I always find something new.
Well, it's the only way that you're going to get to know a place.
Yep.
I don't know, too many people worry about getting lost, and it's like, you know what? Like, it's not the end of the fucking world. You're going to find it eventually. Like,
I love getting lost.
I don't know. I don't know why people are so worried about
Oh,
that sort of
But
stuff.
then I
people
guess
are
I know
so-
that if I get too lost, then I can always light a fire and I'll be fine. I don't know, but I love getting lost. Shit.
Look, the worst that can happen is that if you get lost, you ring up a taxi and say, look, can you take me back to this blah, 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 and then,
Yep.
oh, you know, it's not the end of the world. There's always going to be some way that you can get back to point A at some point, but, you know.
Yeah, it's
It's
one
like,
of those things.
Oh,
we've
I don't know how
kinda
to get
gotten
back.
used
Well,
to.
which direction were you walking when you started walking? You know, like even using the sun for direction, or I don't know. People,
See, the trouble
Well,
is
yeah.
that
Do that
a
thing.
lot of people don't know anything about cardinal points. They have
yeah,
no
but you don't
clue,
need to.
know.
If I walked somewhere and the sun was in front of me, which way do I need to walk to get home?
Some people
I mean,
don't.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I've always done in the past, or still do today. Like, if I've walked and the sun's on my left, then I'll usually say, oh, I probably walked about a kilometre, so I've got to go back with the sun on my right and walk back that way. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Man, I've been
I don't think
looking
it's that
for
hard.
something all day,
All day.
and I can't find it. It's just.
Oh no, you can't find it. Is that why you didn't get ready for the?
Don't go there. Never, stop it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
My gosh, I can't.
I've been looking for something all day.
I've been looking for it all day.
Yeah.
It's annoying when you thought you put something in a particular place and you can't find it where you thought you
Hey,
had
guess
it.
what? My neighbor's back.
Oh, very good.
Huh? That's
Yeah, they're
good.
good. Is it time to put the music on 10?
Oh, I thought you guys said you couldn't do it.
The music on 100.
Oh, Austin is back.
He's never been gone. He's always been
Oh.
here.
I'm always back on
Here.
Oh, so why
I
have
was
you been
I
so
was
quiet, man?
removing I was removing all the glass pieces from the floor.
Oh,
I just vibrated my butt. I mean, my butt vibrated, on the chair. Just let out a big fart.
Wow, we've been on live for 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Well, we got a long time to go to beat last week's 5 hours and 4
yeah.
minutes. So, why did you get glass on the floor, Austin?
I broke 2 beer bottles after emptying them.
Last week I smashed one, so yeah.
All right, speaking of beer, I'm going to go and get another one.
There you go.
da.
Very good. Hello, very good. What do you do here?
Basic problem solving skills. Yeah, Tabitha, that sounds good.
What in the
Problem
hell
is you can't
this?
teach people common sense, so I don't know how well that topic would go.
What is this?
Is this something else you found under your bed?
In my drawer. I have no clue, bro. It's in a box, you know?
I think it's another ZTE device.
No, I don't think it is. I have no clue. But that's not what I'm looking for. I've been looking for this crap all day, man. It's pissing
So I just
me
plugged
off.
my phone in and it's already at 87%. It went from whatever it was, 60 to 87.
Fast charging. Trying to find something just for Austin. Just kidding. This is not good. Not good. I'm finding things that I'm not looking for. You know, isn't that funny? You're digging for coal and you keep finding gold. You know. Let's see here. I gave up on it. I gave up on it. What the hell? What is this? Oh, I found a watch. Damn. No clue.
It's 0 minutes 45 seconds.
Hello.
Space 0 minutes 46 seconds. 0 minutes. Space.
Somebody is doing a share screen. Very good.
Maybe it's Austin.
It is.
Stop sharing.
Now we're getting his audio from his screen reader.
Neat. Why?
What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How you?
How you doing?
I know good.
Why no good? Drink more beer. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. What do you mean? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so who we got?
We've got.
Oh, I see what I got here. I got a little.
Oh, Tabitha. Hey, you'll find it when you stop looking. Yeah, that's true, Tabitha.
I found a
Are you
little
still looking for it?
speaker that I'm not
Oh,
looking
he found a
for.
speaker. Wow.
Yeah.
It was
I
still
should-
in its
I
box,
should
and he hasn't
unbox
unboxed it yet.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, it's in the
Hey,
Maybe
box.
you
Marco,
should
say
get-
hello to Gary.
Hey Gary, and maybe you should.
that
Hey,
might
Gary.
that might explode. Oh
Maybe
no!
you
Yes,
should-
very good. Gary is online. Nice.
Maybe you should get the voice out and see if you can find it.
There you go.
Voice.
Oh shit! Too many birds on that thing.
Too many birds.
Oh, did you hear my speaker?
Nope. I heard a gun, a toy gun or something, though.
Sounded like a toy gun.
There.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like some vibrator is starting.
I've heard that. What sort of speaker is that? I've heard one of them before.
I have no clue.
You
I'll
know,
have
heard
it's
that
a
before.
Chinese kind of speaker. It
Yeah, I
comes
think it
from
is a Chinese one, actually.
Yeah, it comes from Beijing. Very good, very good.
Somebody I know's got one of those, but I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah, very good, very good.
It's I don't know. I'll have to read it.
They're a Bluetooth one, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bluetooth.
definitely.
I wonder why they don't
Yeah.
call it Blacktooth. Is that because they're worried about racism?
Probably.
No,
It's like in IT, they've called slaves and
Bluetooth.
drivers. I bet you they get rid of that real soon.
Bluetooth is
Remember
named
called
after
slave and
a
drive?
Norwegian king.
Remember, what kind of beer you drinking?
I am drinking a good one called Beck's.
Ah,
Good stuff.
Ah,
Beck's
that's
today. Very good.
German. That's the German drink.
Yeah.
That used to be one of my favourite beers, the old Beck's. It still is, actually. Good beer, Beck's.
I guess I gave up on it. It's kind of annoying.
Going
got
back to
Coke
what you guys
here.
were talking about Android, by the way. The reason why Samsung or other manufacturers don't update, they don't ever get the real version till it's released. Which
That's not true.
11 just well,
That's not
it's
true.
not true. What I mean is when they refine it, though.
Well, they've got to do their refinements before they release it.
Right. But both ends have to get their own refinements in, so
Yeah.
The very first developer build was released back in March. The developers got pretty much
Oh, yeah.
everything baked in by the time public beta 1 got released
right.
back in June or something. Samsung is a partner of Google, and they get stuff much earlier.
Way early.
They're on. They get stuff much earlier than the public releases.
Well, actually, even now the
So-
public releases of the, as we said before, the monthly patches are actually, in a lot of cases, done before Google these days. Shut up, Google.
Well, again, it's just a matter of release schedules. They
Have you jumped in on your beta on the Ultra?
No, I haven't jumped in on the beta.
There is no beta on the
There's
Note
no
20
beta
Ultra.
on the
I
20s.
thought didn't you have S20 as well?
I've got an S20 Plus, but it is not on the beta,
Okay.
and I probably won't put it on the beta.
Daily driver?
No, it's just that I've got bad enough experiences testing up pixels that are currently in all kinds of stages of releases that I don't want another device that I'm toying with.
Right.
So I haven't bothered putting it on. I probably should,
I learnt my lesson when I was doing the betas on the Apple devices. Never again.
But at the moment, I've got a Pixel 3, a Pixel 3 XL, a Pixel 3a, a Pixel 4.
Speaker is on.
What else? I've got those 3 at least on test builds, different test builds.
Mode. Use the Bluetooth settings on your device to connect.
Gotcha.
And then I've got other, and an iPhone as well. I've got a ton of phones, so it's...
Hey, let me go back to what you guys were working on earlier this evening. If you wanted to delete, let's say, the Nexus 6 or something, how would you delete that particular backup off of the account that's attached to that device?
Well, what I've noticed is that Google tends to delete those anyway, so if they've been on the account for a while, then if you go back 6 months from now or something, that build probably wouldn't be there. Typically, I think 2 or 3 months. I think somewhere around there, and anything older than that won't be there.
So let's say if you had a Pixel 4, you backed it up, you reset your phone, you did exactly what you showed today. You didn't want one from, let's say, 2 months ago. It would still appear, but after 6 months, that should fall off.
Yeah.
Well, because if you're not using it...
I don't know the exact period of time, but after about 2-3 months, it's not there anymore.
If you don't use it after a while, then they will get rid of it.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
They should go eventually.
Yeah.
Well, it does go towards your 15 gigs storage capacity, I think.
No, I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's released by the manufacturer, I don't think it does.
It
shouldn't do.
When I look at my Google Drive storage, I've never seen it on the 15 gigs.
No, it's not. That's not part of it. That's the 15 gigs is just for your, Gmail,
file
storage.
For your file storage, your
stuff.
Gmail, your whatever else.
But your system images are not part of that.
Yeah. And really, they're more like text files. Really, I mean, the texts don't take up any storage. They're kilobytes basically. They're very small.
Right.
They're all just text.
Yeah.
Your apps don't take up any storage because Google isn't actually storing them in your Google Drive. They're just storing a log, a database, basically saying these are what you had installed.
Yeah.
With links to the Play Store. So they're not even actually storing those anywhere. I mean, basically, the biggest thing that they would probably be backing up is, I don't know, photos, videos, but they don't even restore those.
Which usually go to the Photos app anyway. So.
Yeah, but those don't even get restored. I mean, those are tied to your Google Drive, so they're not even part of the system restore. And now you can use Google One to restore all that. I actually have issues with the Android backup in that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't restore everything, and so it's kind of a roll of the dice.
Yeah, but that's the issue that's always been a problem, though. That's one thing where when you factory reset your phone, you just never know whether it's going to.
Well, funny enough, when you guys are doing the reset today, the hardest part, honestly, is that USB driver. Flash tool works flawlessly, but just getting that driver to work, because what it will do is turn it into a generic LE mobile generic driver, and to remove that is very difficult.
Yeah.
I actually don't tend to have issues with the driver. What happens is...
Well, if you accidentally update it, if you let Windows do it, then Windows picks up a generic driver. So roll that back out, then Windows acts stupid and doesn't let you override the other USB driver from Google.
Well, to roll it back, what you do is you just go into your device manager, And this is the thing.
Right.
I didn't want to do this on the podcast. I didn't want to do that on the podcast. But
Well, when the
what you do
podcast
is-
comes out,
What you
It
do
won't
is
have
you
to.
go into the device manager, and then you go to that generic driver, and then you can
Yeah.
say uninstall. But then, more importantly, there's a checkbox
Delete.
that you have to make
Yep.
sure to check that box that says delete driver.
Yep.
yeah.
And then once you delete that driver, then you reboot the system, and then
Yep.
that driver is gone. And then once you reattach your device,
It
you're
should
back
get the right
to
one.
you're back to the standard driver, and then you update that. But you have to update it using the driver that you downloaded, not
Right.
the automatic.
It is
update.
annoying though that Windows just does that. I agree. It's frustrating.
But I wasn't about to start explaining all that on the podcast, and once I figured out that was what was going on, it was a lot easier to switch to the Chromebook than it was to sit there and muck around with it. And it usually doesn't happen. I mean,
Right. It usually is not
it's a
supposed
thing
to,
that
but
happened,
that's
yeah.
It does
That is one
happen
of the
though with
steps.
It does happen though with a lot of other things as well, Gary. It's one of those things that Windows just sometimes does. It's
all right. I
frustrating.
guess I'm Gary today. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Gary today. Who else are you? Who else would you like to be?
Damn, multiple personality disorder today, huh?
Oh, very good.
I've noticed that. I mean, that's definitely something I've noticed. One day you're mad at me, and
Bloody-
the next day you're happy, and the
Nah,
next day you're...
bloody hell, you're chiefing off what, like 4 cigarettes during that little podcast earlier,
Oh,
live
God.
stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Well, when I was waiting around for Warren, yeah, I probably had like 4 or 5 cigarettes.
Dude, back to
chain
back, all
smoking.
you just hear the lighter going on and off, on and off. I'm like, bloody hell, bro.
Yep.
Did you actually listen to the whole hour and a half or 2 hours?
Yeah, I was.
Oh wow.
Well, there's a spot where you went blank. You muted everything, and everybody like fell off.
Wow. You're a lot more patient than me.
Oh, we didn't mute everything. What happened was I left. I figured I don't know what was going on with Warren, and so I just slammed my computer shut. I was like, forget that. And then I realized I hadn't ended the stream, and when I came back in, Warren was there. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can keep going.
Because literally, there were like 2 people in the channel, and then boom, everybody left. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, I'll leave in a second, and then all of a sudden, you hear feedback going off my phone. I'm like, all right, I guess you're back.
Yeah, the Flash
So-
tool is pretty cool. One thing I don't like is when you go to flash.google.com, when you go to just to the regular URL,
Mhm.
it doesn't give you, as a list of the build options, it doesn't give you the default build, go back to previous build or whatever. You have to go to another link for that. Or you have to search for the build in question that you want. The builds that it gives you are for AOSP master builds.
Because when I did it, it was for the 4XL, and it was the developer preview time. And back
Yeah,
then,
you could do it then, but you have to go to a special link. But if you actually go
Right.
to if you actually just go to flash.android.com, the
Mhm.
builds that it gives you by default are the AOSP builds. Like the AOSP master, which is basically, again, the bleeding edge code that Google releases to AOSP.
so as far as you're talking about the bootloader locking it, are you going through the same procedures, or you're saying ADB tool? But the reason why I ask you this is I'm used to using Samsung phones, and you used to use Odin.
Yeah, you
So
can do Odin.
for Pixels, they're a little bit different. So I'm not familiar with what you meant by use the ADB tool.
Well, you don't need to use... If you're using the Flash tool, it automatically tells you that you need to unlock or you need to lock. And it guides
Okay.
you to that screen. And then all you have to do is hit volume up and then hit the power button.
So just throw it into debugger mode, go on flash.android.com, let it recognize it, and it should say start possibly if the bootloader is already saying it's unlocked, and hit start, and then it'll wipe do its thing, and you're done.
Well, it doesn't matter if the bootloader is unlocked or not. The only thing you have to do is to set up your device is to check the allow OEM unlocking checkbox.
Right, which now I can't uncheck. If you go to dev options, you can't unlock it. But the
Why
way
can't you unlock it? What do you mean
it's dimmed out. It says bootloader unlocked dimmed.
Oh yeah, no. If it's unlocked, then you need to lock it.
Right, and that's what I'm asking is when you want to lock it, you are using that same website, flash.android.com.
No, you're only going to use flash.android.com if you want to flash a new build.
Okay, then how are you locking it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you
Yeah.
when you're in the process of flashing a new build, it unlocks and at the end locks it. But if your device is unlocked and you want to lock it, then you have to go use ADB.
Expound on that.
I don't know how to expand on it. I mean,
You have to open
you
the
have to go
power shell
into.
and type fastboot OEM lock.
Well, actually, it's fast boot flashing lock on pixels. But yeah.
You said throw it on the command line and do that? Is that what you just said? Because I heard both of you at the same time.
If you have ADB installed and it's set in your system path, and yes, you can go to command line and you can plug in your device, make sure ADB debugging is turned on. Then you need to reboot your device in bootloader mode. So you can do ADB, reboot bootloader. Then once you have it booted in bootloader mode, then you can do fast boot, flashing, lock. And then you hit the volume up button, and then you hit the power button.
Okay.
And then it resets your device.
So the confusion I had, I guess, was it is an actual tool like Odin.
No.
ADB.
No, well, you have to download ADB. You have to
that's what I mean.
You have to download the Android Studio or the platform tools. You can extract them, and then if you haven't set a system variable or whatever, then you can just CD, change directory into that directory that you extracted with the platform tools, and you can run ADB straight from that directory and fastboot straight from that folder.
Okay.
I don't know. We can. I did it for Warren, so if we want to get on remotely, we can do that. I can help you with that. Just make sure we got NVDA. I can walk you through that. Make sure we got NVDA remote. But it's a pretty straightforward process. So,
like I said in the past, I just messed with Odin, and it seemed like Odin and ADB are similar, but as far as tools are concerned,
well, Odin is like the Flash tool. Odin is similar to the Flash tool in that it's kind of an automated thing.
Right.
It does. You put it in the software. You put point the software at the build at the driver or the images that you downloaded, and then hit start, and it does everything for you. So Odin, it just types in the commands for you, similar to the Flash website, basically.
Right.
ADB is kind of like the manual, like the
command line driven. Did y'all piss off Warren or what?
Well, some people are muted. Chinese spies muted. Indian spy is here. And Warren is gone.
I think Warren is digging for coal.
He must have gone to sleep.
Oh, Warren was busy trying to find something.
Well, he's been trying to do that all day. It's probably why he didn't get that podcast set up.
Nimba, what's your reasoning for not using JAWS?
NVDA is free, and NVDA meets my needs, does what I need it to, and it has features that I like that JAWS lacks. One of the biggest and smallest things that people probably don't care about is the beeping progress bar. It also is very responsive on the web, and I like
Right.
that. Although I think Narrator's probably more responsive.
I think Narrator's actually better these days in that way.
And Chrome OS is definitely more responsive, and Linux is definitely more responsive. But I still think NVDA is the better Windows screen reader in a lot of instances. But there are still some things that you can only do with JAWS. So
Well, I mean, for you particularly, JAWS would be $90. So get a subscription.
it would be. I have a subscription. I have one through work, and I have my own, and I don't bother updating it. I don't bother using it. It's never a tool that I touch unless I have no other choice and nothing else works, and that's almost never the case.
It's just hilarious.
I think
trying
my
to get
biggest
that remote
reason
tool,
that
though.
well, the remote tool is really easy to get. I don't know why Warren had such trouble, but you go to nvdaremote.com, you go to download, hit download it, and it's boom. I don't know. Anyway, my biggest issue with JAWS is that they don't support Dvorak keyboard layouts or alternative keyboard layouts. For some reason, it doesn't recognize that you've changed layout, and that is a complete pain because I don't use the standard keyboard layout.
On JAWS.
On which
you can't.
JAWS?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've told them as soon as they fix that, because honestly I think JAWS has more features than NVDA and I think it works fine. I would probably switch to JAWS if they do two things and really
Do you use
one
Dvorak right or left?
just regular Dvorak.
Well, isn't there differences between right and left? I guess if you're right-handed or left-handed.
They have like 3 different Dvoraks.
Oh,
Regular,
sorry, I didn't mean
standard
to
one,
ring you.
right
That was
and left.
accidental.
So I use just the standard Dvorak.
Gotcha.
Which
I
is
knew
probably
somebody.
the same as the right hand. I don't know, but it's just standard Dvorak.
Gotcha. Someone had a conversation with me this past week about it, and I guess they use their left hand predominantly. So
yeah,
there is differences when you go for it, or keyboard.
Yeah, well, I just use standard. It just says Dvorak, so.
Yep.
But
Dude, drink another beer, man. You sound sad as shit.
until they update JAWS to support Dvorak, and until they give us beeping progress bars, and most especially the Dvorak thing, I told them as soon as they do, I will go out and buy the full version. I promised them. I put it in writing. I'll say it on YouTube. I don't care. I'll go out and buy the full version. But they need to do one of two things. They need to add Dvorak, and then a secondary thing, they need to have the beeping progress bar. Because especially when you're in terminal or waiting for a program to install or something, I don't want that extra 5%, 10%, but I do want to know what my progress is, and a beeping is the best way to do that.
How would you change the beeping method from NVDA?
Insert U should do it.
No. So NVDA has its own specific sound scheme going on, right? How would you alter that for JAWS? Would you want the same beeping sound, the same high pitch, low pitch?
I don't care. They could figure it out, but they don't have it. I mean, I'd be fine with the clicks too. Like ChromeVox has the clicks, so I'm okay with the clicks. Or VoiceOver does the clicks. I just don't want to hear 5%, 10%. And JAWS clicks aren't actually reliable. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So.
Well, what I'm thinking is, what about if you stripped away that beeping sound file within the NVDA, and somehow, if you had that sound scheme, you could throw that sound scheme on JAWS, and
Because
there you
JAWS
go.
needs to know that it needs to associate that with a progress bar. It doesn't know how to do that. So you need to do a little bit more coding than just saying, here's the sound.
Yeah, you'd have to code it into the program.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than just saying, oh, here's the audio file. Congratulations.
Well, not to send the audio file, but to use that type of audio file to do something similar.
Well, yeah, no. To do that, you'd have to code JAWS to recognize that when a progress bar changes, it needs to make a certain pitch beep.
Yeah, rather than announcing it.
which probably would take them all of 30 seconds to do. I can't imagine it would take that much effort to do it. But
Well, I just wonder if the right people are looking at it. Is what I'm trying to get at.
no,
Because
they're
with
not
anything,
looking at it. They're not interested. I've brought this up to them, and I know other users have. They care a lot more about making JAWS have its own assistant than they care about making...
Yeah, Sharky.
Yeah, Sharky. They care a lot more about Sharky than they do about fixing long existing
God, I haven't
pain
even
points.
updated JAWS for a year. I don't fucking do.
Sharky and Zoomy.
Yeah, they care a lot more about adding that stuff than they do about fixing long existing pain points.
Oh,
I
there's still
submit the
things
same
on.
feedback every year. I submit it to them every year, every single year, every time they have a beta cycle, because I'm on their private beta. Every year, those are the two things I submit to them. I don't even test the private betas really, unless I have to for work stuff. But I just submit those two pieces of feedback, and so far, still waiting. Well, it looks like Tabitha and Harshad
Nah, they pretty much stopped 20 odd minutes
are
ago.
gone. They are bye-bye. In fact, right now we have 0 watchers on YouTube.
You sure about that?
I'm positive. We have nobody watching.
We are only about 1 hour 20 minutes from beating the previous record of 5 hours and 4 minutes.
Well, Nimmer needs more
Yeah.
beers in him for the.
I definitely
have
won't
that
be here
happen.
for the 5-hour record today.
No, I doubt I'll be here too either. But
Yeah. I'm not far off heading out.
I'm still sitting here drinking. I'll be here another a while, but I don't know that I'm going to keep the stream going that long.
No, I wouldn't.
There's
bother.
no point if there's nobody watching it. If you guys want to sit here and chat, I'm up for that, but there's no sense in keeping the stream going.
Do you still use Skype?
No.
Oh, fuck God, I haven't used Skype for 5 years. Christ almighty.
No, I have
Who the
not
hell
touched
uses
Skype
Skype
in-
these days?
For some reason, sometimes it logs me in on my
Oh,
Windows 10.
I get that all the time on Windows 10.
Windows 10 automatically does.
Is there any way that you can turn that fucking feature off?
I
What,
uninstalled
signing it in?
I went into apps
Yeah.
and features and killed it completely.
You
Can
could
you
do
just
that,
get
or
rid-
you could uninstall
Can you just
it, or
remove
you could
it?
sign off.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
that's what he's saying.
That'll be the next thing I'll be doing.
That's exactly what I did. Because I got
Skype
tired
for
of it.
Skype for Windows or Skype for Business or whatever the hell it says.
Yeah, Skype for business.
T/CO
Or if you wanted to stop starting up in the startup, just make sure you have it turned off in
Yeah,
startup.
kill it off in there.
Email. Oh, somebody's looking at emails.
Oh, very good. Can you turn that up at all?
Yes. Alexa, stop.
Hey, let me ask you this. Does your Google speaker show up as a open Wi-Fi or part of your Wi-Fi list?
Only if it's not connected to a network. It does show up, but only if it's not connected to a network.
Interesting. Okay. So if it's connected to a network, let's say you named your speaker, I don't know, Sharky. You shouldn't see Sharky whatsoever if it's connected, but if not, you see it as an open network.
Correct. Yeah, and I think by being it discoverable, that's how it connects to networks. So, yeah, the only time I see it broadcasting is when it's looking for a network to connect to, I think.
But one day I was on another phone or device and I opened up Wi-Fi list and it's showing up the speaker and it's showing up as open Wi-Fi. So I was like, wait a minute, why?
That's strange.
Why would you show up as an open network?
Yeah, that's odd. What are you doing over there, Austin?
Just sitting and enjoying the stream.
Oh, good. My battery is full. That's good. that didn't take it too long to recharge.
What are you guys using in India these days? Vodafone and stuff?
No, Airtel, Vodafone, Jio.
Adele, Vodafone. Yeah, very good, very good.
How do you like
I
Geo?
use Chinese Spy. Very good.
Very good, very good.
Jio is very bad. No range, no network.
No range. Yes, sounds like
They-
Sprint here in the US. I use GGPing. I use a network called GGPing. Very good, very good.
I use GG Ping Sprint. Very good. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, the Sprint was much better than bloody T-Mobile's bullshit that they got going.
I disagree with that. I think everybody disagrees with that, which is why they killed off Sprint.
No. What I mean is after this merger part, I mean, it's horrendous.
Well, they're still retooling their network. The idea is that it will be better, but yeah, they're still.
Will be.
It's starting to be. There are some places now in the U.S. where you can get over 400 megabits per second on T-Mobile. So,
They're pretty big by you, right?
well, anywhere in the U.S. they're fine. They work fine.
What are you known as? You SoCal or are you North Cali?
No, I'm North.
North.
Yeah, you know where I live.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Talk about a fucking spy.
No, all right.
Tomorrow the OnePlus Nord is going to come to US.
What?
N10, OnePlus Nord N10 and N100.
N10
It's
and
not in
100.
US.
Very good, very good.
By the way, that trio is it?
One cigarette.
It's going to load up with an image of Xi Jinping. Very good.
That trio, Samsung Trio, is actually a triple charger, so you could charge your watch, your earbuds, and cell phone at the
Probably
same
why
time.
it's got the word trio in it.
Right, and it charges at 9 watts.
I'll charge your nose in a minute.
That's why it's called trio. It does three things. Very good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to go have fun and enjoy.
Marco, why are you going to keep me here with these clowns? Come on.
Because I'm going to go and eat some food.
All right.
I'm also going to eat lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
You have
food
fun.
time. Goodbye and enjoy.
It's lunchtime.
Okay. Have fun.
Goodbye.
Have fun.
See you next week.
Mm-hmm.
How is the audio quality with what I'm talking through?
Oh, you sound good.
Okay, it's Bluetooth headphones though.
Yeah, sound good.
Bloody hell.
There we go. All that racket's gone.
So shit, no numera. Oh, or another.
Nope.
It's Harshad actually, fool.
Okay.
You said Gary, this is Harshad.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, man. That's what I was asking you earlier about that bootloader boot blocking bullshit.
Yeah.
Did that stream from last week, the Thursday, Wednesday voice stream get taken down, or is it still up?
No, it's still up. It just got taken down on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that happened during live actually.
Yeah. No, the YouTube stream is still up. I'm surprised. But I haven't checked the Periscope. I think maybe it's still up. I don't know.
Have you guys gained more viewers after the last name change?
I mean, we've gotten a few. Our numbers have gone up a little bit, and certainly
Because I mean,
more
this
people on
is
smart
just
speakers.
YouTube on. Well, this is just YouTube on this end, but I guess people do use podcast catchers and stuff.
Yeah, most of our listeners are definitely on the podcast. So we only have 55 signed up or subscribed to YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably a better thing.
And our YouTube stuff tends to be more clownish anyway, I guess.
That's what I mean. It's probably better. What was it, Dejarms?
Hmm.
Dejarms cigarettes or menthols?
The Marlboro Reds. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, by the way, where does your name come from, if I may ask you?
It's an Arab name.
Got it. Originally family from there?
Yeah, means tiger in Arabic.
Ah, nice. What part of Africa or what?
Israel.
Israel. Okay. Yeah. Every time you ask me, every time you're talking about where am I from, well, I'm Indian, but from Zambia.
Yeah.
Hence the word Zed.
Okay. I'm up in Northern California. Up near the Bay
Programmer
Area.
by talent or what? Work-wise?
Yeah. Although at the moment I do more accessibility stuff.
Sounds fun.
Let's end the live stream. There's no point to keep that going.